Go ahead, Brandon. You do it.
Hey, guys. Hi. Unnecessary Roughness. Brandon Walker, Casey Smith.
On YouTube, you can see us.
Like it. Subscribe. Do all that stuff.
Share it. Turn on your notifications.
Also, watch it.
Comment.
Yeah.
You get to see me drooling, your nice scruff.
Okay. Well, I don't know that you had to tell them all that.
Well, I mean, they're about to watch the show. Enjoy.
But I don't want to dick around.
I don't want to dick around either, but I do need to make an announcement.
Please.
I had a deep cleaning at my dentist today.
Oh, okay.
You know when they have to like numb your entire mouth, but I only had the right side numbed today. Like you can,
So
you
it's
can
not your
see
entire
it.
mouth at all.
No, because they split it up now. I
Oh.
didn't know. I haven't been in the dentist in a while.
Charge you twice.
Yeah, but the Barstool Sports Insurance is pretty good. But I have been drooling all day.
Yeah.
So, because I can't feel my mouth at all. Like, I just can't. So, I would like it on record that, A, I always sound ridiculous, but I sound extra ridiculous. And also, I may drool.
Okay.
Blattman-
I go into every podcast thinking you may drool. But
Well, I mean, Blattman watched me eat an acai bowl today and said that I just had it just dripping down my face, and he just didn't tell me.
And there go my DMs for the next 2 days.
What? Why?
Every time you mention I had something dripping, or I'm going to peach bath, or
Yeah, but see,
I'm going to do
this-
feet pics, a bunch of horny dudes show up in my DMs.
here's
Hey,
the
can you
thing is
please
that-
get that for me?
Nobody thinks it's sexy that I had a kale acai bowl dripping
You would
down
be
my face
shocked.
because I can't feel my mouth.
You'd be
Oh,
shocked
dude.
what these dudes out here think is sexy.
This is the 0.0001% chance, but let's just say everything goes the like shit in your career, you could go on OnlyFans and make probably $100,000 a month doing just like eating.
Yeah.
ASMR.
But I don't think it's
You do
that
feet
small of a
pics.
chance your career
feet
goes
pics
to
for
shit.
sure. Yeah, no, it's more. Yeah,
It's way higher.
it's
But I
way
was
higher
just
than
saying
definitely.
that small percent chance, which is bare, it's not even a percent. The ASMR, just eat food like in a sports bra or something. Like they line
Jack's
up.
thought about this, obviously.
I love it. He's a planner.
Yeah, he's a planner, but I just want it on record for all of you, both listening and watching, and then of course the three of you in the room with me, that if I start drooling, I'm not having some sort of mental breakdown. I just can't feel my mouth.
I can't feel
Wonder
my
who-
mouth when I'm with you.
I wonder
Yeah.
who we'll be talking about when she starts drooling, because that'd be funny. Like we
Yeah.
mentioned, like
Dabo for sure.
Dabo or fucking or Geron.
Yeah,
She
just
starts
it
drooling.
is, but I can't feel it, so you're gonna have to tell me.
Okay.
And I'm not looking.
You
at
realize
Katie,
for the people that
Yeah.
listen to the podcast and don't watch it, I'm just gonna announce at some point you're drooling.
especially
it
because
won't
I'm
even be true.
drinking Revitalyte and water because I'm dehydrated. But it's like I can't feel it when it's happening, so you
You
have
know
to
what?
tell me. Am I drooling right now?
No.
Am I drooling right now?
No.
We're a week away from college football.
Who
Let's-
plays week 1? Or
That'll
0?
make me drool.
We got Nebraska, Illinois. You got
Mhm.
UCLA, Hawaii.
Remember
You
when we
got,
were gonna go to Hawaii?
Before we realized that the game wasn't even in Hawaii.
We can still go.
It's at the
UCLA.
Rose
There's
Bowl.
another game in California.
Still go to Hawaii.
University of Connecticut against Fresno State.
Oh no.
My God.
My God. Let's do the show. Hi, welcome to Unnecessary Roughness, Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Today we've got the lime staring me in the face. It's delicious. It is real juice, real vodka for real people like you and me. I was, yes,
Do you remember the first time you ever had a sip of the lime?
you made me do it, right?
Yeah, but do you remember where we were?
Where were we?
We were sitting in the Cahill backyard in Ronkonkoma,
Really?
looking at the pool.
Wow. Wish
I
you
don't
hadn't
know
told
why.
anybody that. My
I don't know
God.
why the hell
We
we
were watching
out
that
there.
possum go across that fence.
That's right. But
Yeah.
you had never tried the lime. We only had one lime. You and I shared it. It was,
Yeah.
and you liked it.
Mm-hmm. That was.
Why
that
were
was
we out
good.
there?
You were having a rough day.
Oh,
And I was going out there to film.
Shocker.
I was filming the 50-yard pass.
oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, and you picked me up.
Yeah,
okay,
and you had to
yes.
go because you needed a weekend away from the city.
No, I needed to be babysat.
You needed to be babysat. Yes.
That's fine. It happens. It happens. But that was the first time we shared a lime together.
Wasn't that beautiful?
Yeah. How
What
was
a
your
time.
trip though? You've been on the shore. You're tan.
I have been on the shore, and I was in a restaurant yesterday
Mm-hmm.
and eating deliciously and seafood and all that. And these three ladies get up from a table and they're walking and they've got armfuls of High Noons. Like
In boxes or single cans?
one had single cans, one had like 2 or 3 boxes. And I don't know what they were doing, like if they were High Noon reps or whatever in Cape May, New Jersey. So holler at your boy. But I almost spoke up like, "Hey, I am their number 2 spokesman," but I didn't.
Who's the number one?
Well, Casey Smith, of course.
I didn't think you were going to give me.
That would have been funny if you said Dana.
That
would've
I didn't
been-
think
that
you-
would've been-
It's my
I
fault.
honestly,
It's my fault.
That would have been really
I
funny.
didn't
'cause
think you were
then-
going to give me
Drop
the
the
credit.
ball there.
but
I'm sorry about that.
I didn't think you were giving me credit, but I really appreciate it.
My utter hatred for everything Dana is about got in my way.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That
is fair.
Yeah. Your mind wasn't open to it.
No, I can't. My mind's never open for Dana. Hi.
Hi.
So it is.
The beard looks great.
Thank you very much.
I needed to tell you that.
You like the beard.
I love it. Katie likes
Yeah.
it too.
Scruff is better than clean shaven.
Well,
So true.
so I'll be yeah. When I come back, when we're gonna do a show Sunday, it'll be week 0. It'll be time to
Week
preview
0.
games.
Okay, and we actually are going to do it this time.
Well, we were gonna do it last
I know.
time.
I take full blame. Well, I don't, but Jack did say not to say it
We're
on the podcast.
doing a podcast
I don't care if me and Casey don't show up. Y'all will do it.
Fair.
2 times a week,
Yes,
starting
Monday.
For sure.
Coming out Monday.
for sure.
No, it comes out Sunday night, right?
It will
Well,
come
we
out
might have
Sunday
to,
night.
We might have to record
Oh my
it.
God. I need you to see. You know how Apple has these
Might have to
memories?
record it late Sunday night.
Yeah, we probably can't do it Sunday.
All right.
You
You
know
know,
how-
what? There's no way we're going to be able to do
You're
2
going to be,
shows.
you're gonna be
We're at
wrestling.
SummerSlam.
But I'm coming back Sunday.
When?
Okay, you know how Apple does these like random memories?
Yeah. Look at me in my suit jacket. Where
Look
is that?
at
Is that the
this.
Barstool Company party?
Look at this photo of Brandon.
Why is his eyes like that?
Because
You
I
had
got
too much
beautiful. I
alcohol.
got beautiful, dreamy.
No.
No, I never had too much.
What, that was at
That was December
know.
18th, 2019
Yeah,
at 8:07
the party,
p.m.
yeah.
Hotel Jane.
Yeah.
But you're
Or
like,
Jane
you're
Holmes or
really
whatever.
chilling on that leather.
You weren't.
or
You didn't drink that
suede
night. I remember.
couch.
I don't drink. Y'all have never seen me drunk.
No, because if you have been drinking, I've also been drinking.
By the way, I got some. I got a notification on my phone.
Oh no.
They've already booked our travel to College Station. We're just going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. I did that yesterday.
Oh, you did it?
I went up.
You
to
had
Kel-
them just do
yeah,
it?
I went up to Kelsey and I was like, "Hey, listen, like we're
That way you have no
we're
excuse. You just
no excuse." I was
Okay.
like, "We're doing it," and she was like, "Where do you want to fly into?" I said, "If we can get into Easterwood, we should." She was like, "All right, fine." She said, "When do you want to go?" I said, "Friday through Sunday." Boom, there,
Done.
And I didn't think it would happen that fast, but boy, did it happen.
I got it
fast.
yesterday. I was like, what? I
Yeah.
don't even have my notification for how I'm getting back from SummerSlam yet.
Yeah, no, it's done, and baby, we're flying right over Kyle Field. It's gonna be stunning.
Oh man, what a
Also, I have multiple tailgates we have to hit up.
really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Now is that the weekend they're having the get together or what?
Paige said that they are. Paige Browning said that they are having a get together then. But I also have like a lot of my guy friends from college who've always thrown big tailgates. They're
Oh
gonna
God, I gotta grab their nuts.
see. Why do you have to do this? I was gonna make a nice reservation for all of us.
You're
The
still
question
going to.
is Jack coming?
Jack's weird. I want Jack to come. You want Jack to come. She wants
Yeah.
Jack to come. But Jack, okay, Katie, relax.
I didn't say anything.
Before you continue,
Jack is in love with his job on Saturday and he won't go anywhere.
He's very good at it.
But would you have if
but I think
this one's
okay.
different?
So ours, we have 16 Saturdays a year where the potential for the podcast growth
Yeah.
is through the roof, especially on social and on the blog too.
fair.
Now, removing 2 of them would be not like the podcast would happen no matter what. However, I think I should just go to one, and I'd prefer to go
Well, we're
to
not
the other
inviting
one.
you to the other one in games. We're not inviting you to the other one.
We haven't announced the other one.
I know that's why I didn't say
He
it.
also does main page, not just necessarily
Okay,
roughness.
right. He does a lot. We understand that. But here's the thing, Jack, is that this is. I understand you would rather go to the other game because it's going to be funnier, which I totally agree with you on that. But this game is our podcast.
That is true.
Like, this game is.
If I was him, I'd rather go the other one too.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The other
And
one
my
just
school is playing in the
awesome.
one we're going to, and I'd rather go the other one.
But it's not like I don't want.
But here's the thing, Jack. Who are we? I mean.
This
we're
is
bringing-
very behind, like inside Barstool,
Yeah, okay.
and I don't think people care that much.
No one cares that much. We are, but we can officially announce
October 2nd.
that we will be in
And it's
College
my mom's
Station, Texas,
birthday.
for Mississippi State at A&M, and there will be a bet made.
My mom's birthday is October 1st.
That's back to back,
I love your mom.
like Drake.
Did you notice he missed what I said about the bet? But it's fine.
Yeah.
We're not doing a bet.
We're
Oh
not-
no! Here's the thing: is that you and I aren't, but you and I both know.
I'm
the
not
other,
doing a bet. I told Dan at the end of that one, I'm not doing these bets
I'm
anymore.
just telling you that if you
Good
think
luck.
that Dave Portnoy is going
I don't give a
to
fuck
know
what Dave Portnoy
if
thinks
you
about anything.
think that
all right?
Dave Portnoy
Clip
is going to
that.
sit on that college
like I give
football
a
set,
shit about Dave Portnoy.
I'm clipping that.
you and I both know that's going to happen. But anyways, officially announced, we will be there.
All right, here's what we're going to do. It's time to talk some college football. Today, 3 teams that are going to perform better than expectations in 2021, 3 teams that will perform worse. We will do that. We will talk about our quarterbacks list that, as always, as these lists go, how did this one perform on Twitter? Pretty well, standard?
I would say average. Like,
And-
or
and
not
he- and he
average.
ended
They
up-
all perform well.
No, I would
Yeah,
say
well, Katie-
pretty good.
Well, it's because the last one we did, Katie was so like out of pocket of what people thought she was trying to say.
Yes.
That one went crazy. This one we were all pretty normal.
Yeah, it was nothing.
But some people there was some replies of quarterbacks that people were mentioning that were in.
Don't- yeah,
do
no,
not.
we're talking about it,
I
and
can't
also-
believe these
This is-
things turn
these-
in. Every time we put a graphic out there, fan bases just decide, oh, I should say my guy. No, I'm sorry, Missouri. You don't have a top 5 quarterback this year. Sorry.
Can I also say that when we talk about this segment, that I have a new fan base that we need to start some beef with? Did you write it on there?
We found the fan base I'm going to get sick of. Is it that one?
No.
Oh, it's not. It's a different one?
Here, I'll show you. I'll write it down.
Oh, I have several Oh, yeah.
Did you? But
I've already told you.
well, no, but this is like a whole new level of
Oh,
what
they're
I
batshit
saw.
crazy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Okay,
Oh, we're
so
going
we'll
to talk about
that.
those two fan bases. So I got five takes that I'm going to go through. We got the news. We'll do the 3 teams that are better than expectations, 3 worse, and you've got 2-minute drill.
We are returning the 2-minute drill of 2021.
All right.
When's
so
the last time we did the 2-minute drill?
a long time
Been
ago.
a minute.
Yeah, I have a couple football questions and a couple non-football questions.
All right. Why don't we just run through the news, and then we will do the 3 teams better or worse, and then we will do the and then I have 5 takes I just want to run through.
By the way, did you see that meme last week when it was like Brandon came with 17 storylines and Casey only came with 5, and I'm just like ashamed. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
It was very funny. I love when Roughnecks make memes.
By the way, before we get into Nicole Auerbach, sources tell the Athletic that the Big Ten, Pac-12, and ACC are having discussions about forming an alliance. You know, we all know about that story. We'll talk about it. What about the hit piece today? And then that broke dick Stuart Mandel chiming in again, saying, "Everybody read this." Oh yeah.
By the way,
I love that he takes time out of begging people in emails for $1, so his boring ass organization doesn't.
You know what's crazy? I bought this Dr. Pepper for $2.13, and I got 8 months free of the Athletic for the rest of the year.
Because nobody reads the fucking boring ass Athletic.
I did not know that he chimed in.
Oh
yeah,
he
yeah,
chimed
he-
in.
Also,
quote
and I
tweeted
mean,
it.
listen, fine, people can write whatever. That just simply wasn't a hit piece. That person just bullet pointed
Yeah, it was a
everything that's ever
recap.
been said or done. By the way, some people just completely skated by. There have been some things that probably should have made that list. And I'm also offended that they didn't even mention my name when they talked about Johnny. Like, at least if you're going to talk about Johnny, put my name on it.
Yeah, at least you got in there kinda. I didn't get in there at all.
Which is
I got to be
which
more
is
racist
shocking.
and misogynistic.
That's
crazy.
now that's going to be clipped out.
Didn't
that's
I tell
gonna
you?
be clipped out.
Didn't I tell you at the beginning of this year? I was like, I have got to be more racist in 2021.
Yeah, no, you definitely. That was your New Year's resolution.
That and of course misogyny comes with the terror.
Well, yeah,
I,
I mean,
always knew.
like obviously Katie
Which
and I know
one
our
do y'all like
place.
doing more? Do y'all like doing the racism or the misogyny better?
I'm not even going to answer that because whatever we say will be clipped out as if it's serious. These people, they
I'm
don't
going
understand.
back and forth in my head.
So
Yeah.
Casey's choosing homophobia.
yeah.
No.
Oh,
I mean, how can I? I'm married to Paige Franek.
she's so hot.
She's so hot.
And
Is
there's-
that misogynistic to say?
yeah, I think so.
She likes being called hot. No, I didn't see that Stormy Mandel
Also,
chimed in.
can I just before we get into the story again?
Yes.
How many best friends you got?
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. But okay.
How many best friends you
well,
got?
okay, so
Laura
it is-
Rutledge.
Yes.
The track girl from the Olympics.
Annie
yeah.
Pace
Coons.
Baranek.
Yeah.
So Paige is my lover, not my best friend.
John Feidelberg.
He's my best
We're
guy
4
friend.
best friends.
Okay, so it really does depend on the type of best friendship. I have my best, if I had to pick one best friend on the planet, it would be my friend Casey, who I basically grew up with. My best guy friend on the planet, John Feidelberg. Listen, I don't like it either that he's my best friend, but here he is.
You have different BCS rankings for your friends.
Oh yeah, but every girl does.
Yeah.
How many best friends you got, Katie?
1, 2 maybe.
You
They're
saw
not-
you
I'm
saw what
far
Captain
away.
Khan said. He said every girl has a rite of passage that you get at least 10. I don't have 10. But I do think that when it comes to my girlfriends, it kind of depends on, where I am in life, but if I have to pick one best guy friend, it's that fat idiot we work with.
You're
whose
in
birthday
jail.
was the
You're
other
in
day.
jail.
Yes.
Okay. All your friends are in
Oh,
town.
it's gonna be fights already.
Well, he'd be in jail with me.
Fair enough.
You're in jail. All your friends are in town. Who you calling?
All my friends are in town?
Everybody you've ever known is in town.
Am I the only one in jail?
You're the only one in jail.
John.
Told you.
But here's the thing is that he would absolutely be with me. So if he was with me in jail, it would be my friend Casey. Although she'd probably be with me too. It'd be Laura because she's a mom and she's responsible.
There's an episode of The Office, as we transition to the news, there's an episode of The Office in the first season, I believe, where Jim and Dwight form an alliance. And to Jim, it's all a big joke. And he's like playing along like a reality TV alliance. Dwight acts like he turns on Jim, but at the end, you see Jim is like sending him a memo or something, let's dye our hair or something. At the end, Dwight is sitting there talking about turning his back on Jim, and he has bleach blonde hair because he went along with the alliance. I feel like Big Ten, Pac-12, ACC discussing alliance are a lot like Dwight Schrute with the bleach blonde hair.
I like that. It's a nice analogy.
So sources tell The Athletic that the Big Ten, Pac-12, and ACC are having discussions about forming an alliance. And sure, I think any discussions on this would be a moot point because I believe we're all headed towards just one happy reality where the SEC is strong, but all the Power Five is really unified together. Mm-hmm. I don't know how the teams shape up and everything, but I don't think any narrative that says the Pac-12, Big Ten, and ACC are combining forces to take on the monster Death Star SEC is really true.
No. Oh, I also like, we don't know what's going to happen with the Big 12. We talked about this last week. That's my number one storyline going into 2021 is what the fuck's going to happen with the Big 12. But if I was the Big 10, the Pac-12, or the ACC, of course you're having conversations thinking, okay, if the SEC is about to be this mega conference with Greg Sankey in charge of everything, then why wouldn't they be having discussions? I don't, however, think that the three of them are going to form some alliance and it's going to be the three of them versus the SEC.
When I think about it, because of what the SEC has just done, they almost make alliances moot across the country because if you look at let's say the Big Ten, the Pac-12, the ACC, how many real football powers are in those three conferences? I'll give you Clemson.
Ohio State.
I'll give you Ohio State. I'll even throw in Penn State, Michigan as huge football schools. So I'm at 4 in 2 conferences. In Pac-12, maybe I'll be charitable and say USC and Oregon.
What about Florida State for ACC?
It's hard right now.
Fair.
Let's be very charitable and say.
If we're talking about currently, no, but I mean, you would definitely put Florida State in that conversation in the last
let's
decade.
be real nice and say 7 then.
Okay.
7 between those 3 conferences. Am I missing anybody?
So would you put Wisconsin there?
No.
No? Oregon, you definitely need to.
Oregon, yes. USC, kind of yes.
Yeah, no, I think you're
Nebraska,
probably...
old time.
No, old
Not
time,
probably
yeah.
old time
Yeah,
in the
fair.
90s.
But so that's 7 through 3 conferences, right?
That are
Everybody
like
agree with
top powerhouses.
that? And then you're stretching to put Florida State in, correct?
Yeah, I mean, what they won in
The
2013.
new SEC's got Texas, Oklahoma, which Texas is not a power right now, but certainly neither is Michigan. They're both tippy top schools.
Also, when you talk about money, they definitely
Texas, Oklahoma, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and then you even go down just a tiny step, and you would have to include A&M. You'd have to include Auburn, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. So it gets to 7.
Did you say LSU?
I did
Yeah, he
say
did,
LSU.
yeah.
I think it gets to 7 pretty easily.
I think it also depends on what you're talking about when they say forming an alliance. Because, again, like we talk about Texas, and I say it time and time again, they've not been performing on the field, but they will always be a powerhouse in college football because of the power that they have with their money and with their influence. Now, going to the SEC is going to be a little bit different. But, I mean, in the Big Ten, Michigan has to be in it, even though they kind of stink right now. But, I mean, the SEC is pretty heavy when it comes to those powerhouses if Texas and Oklahoma join next year.
It remains engaging and interesting what happens in boardrooms and behind the scenes. I still think it's just going to align almost perfectly. You'll have the Big 12 teams will land somewhere, and you'll have the Power 5 marching in lockstep. They'll break off from the NCAA. The NCAA is antiquated and stupid. There is one angle of playoff expansion and everything going forward that I think is very, very interesting. And allow me to just go off on a little tangent here.
Go for it.
It's been reported that one of the sticking points with playoff expansion and moving forward with college football in this direction is the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl wanting to maintain its spot with the Big Ten and Pac-12. The Rose Bowl wanting to stay at 4 p.m. The Rose Bowl wanting to stay everything the same because the Rose Bowl really loves the smell of its own shit. The Rose Bowl is the Rose Bowl's biggest fan. And I will admit right now, as an SEC fan, it is the most historic bowl. It is the grandfather of them all. It is the bowl with the most behind it. It is the biggest bowl. It is the number 1 bowl. But it should not in any way, shape, or form slow down playoff expansion at all. The Rose Bowl has to get over itself. This is a new world in college football with new money, new powers, new everything. And I know that in 1903, the Rose Bowl started, 1902, something like that, has 30 years on all the other bowls. But guess what? The Sugar Bowl is historic. So is the Fiesta. So is the Orange. And they are getting on with this new reality. They're not getting in the way of it. They are engaging with it, and they are taking college football to a new world. And the Rose Bowl just stomps its feet and said, no, we're the Rose Bowl. We're better than all of you. You're really, really not. You are bigger than all the other bowls, but you're not bigger than college football. And the Rose Bowl cannot stand in the way of anything. Otherwise, it should get left behind as a relic, because that's kind of what it is anyway. That is my speech about the Rose Bowl.
That's okay. I'm torn on this because you know that I
Miss
love
Rose Bowl.
Well, I love the Rose Bowl. I've been there in person too. It's pretty amazing. I think it's absolutely ridiculous if it's stomping its feet and being the only bowl that won't get together. Absolutely, it's like you have to evolve or you are going to be left behind. But there is something with college football, even though the SEC is not playing. Like, I look forward to the Rose Bowl every single year. It looks different on TV. I can't explain what it is. There's something with those cameras. There's something with that environment.
What's the time of day that they do it?
I know, but it's just everything about the Rose Bowl is majestic, and I know that's a very dramatic word. Now, I will say, when Oregon won the Rose Bowl a few years ago and we acted like they fucking won the national championship, it was like, all right, like, listen, the Rose Bowl is great, but they didn't win the national championship. If the Rose Bowl is trying to not be included, that's on them, but I would really miss the Rose Bowl if that happens.
Yeah, the money's going to be too great. They'll have to come dragging. They'll get dragged in, kicking and screaming. But they absolutely have a higher opinion of themselves than they should.
If they think that college football is going to bow down to them because they don't want to play ball with all the other bowls, like, that's crazy to me. But I also would hate to see the bowl just disappear. Brandon, you know.
Yes, I do.
The tailgating season's coming up.
It sure is.
Like, in a hurry.
We're going to see the Roughnecks at tailgate this year.
We are. We've already announced that we're going to be in College Station. The one thing that I will say about being a fan of a Southern team that really stinks is how hot it is.
My God.
It is so hot.
The only game I've been to in the South, in the heat, we went to Clemson 2 years ago.
Oh, my God.
It was rough.
It was rough. But we have some new friends here on Unnecessary Roughness.
Do we?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to help us with the heat?
They're going to help us with the heat. Canopy fan.
Canopy fan.
You know, like when you get
Is this what I think it is? Like in your tailgate tent, you got a fan?
Yeah, it's not like fans like of a game. It's an
Right.
actual fan that cools you off.
Yes, yeah.
But you put it at the top of your tailgating tent, you know, so you've already got the shade from the sun.
Circulates the
but
air.
now it circulates the air, so it makes you stay a little bit cooler.
Well, that's beautiful.
It is absolutely
Welcome,
beautiful.
Canopy fan.
I mean, the noise is, this might be a Canopy
excited
fan.
about
Yeah,
it
they're
too.
excited about it too. I think that it will be one of those things that every tailgate has to have at some point, because
Yes.
you know what? You're going to go to one tent that has it.
And immediately, yeah,
And
your
then you're like,
tailgate
what the
neighbor has
fuck?
it.
Like,
You got to get it.
like
next
you got to
week,
get
yeah.
it, absolutely, and it can fit basically any size canopy.
Yeah.
It's battery operated, so you don't have to like plug it in. Do you have one yet? I sent
Canopy fan?
Yeah, I sent my dad one. He loves it.
No, I don't have one.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna get one.
You better get one.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to stay cool.
I will go tailgate Rutgers games just to use the fan.
And everything fits in one cool little case, so it's not hard to like schlep around with all the other stuff. That is the one.
I hate to schlep.
I mean, setting up tailgates is already a pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
you have to stay cool with the canopy.
Don't be a schlepper.
It just moves the air, keeps
Yeah.
you cool. Even when it starts to get a little bit cold outside, having a little bit of circulation is always good. And the canopy breeze makes things more comfortable. You like to be comfortable.
What a wonderful invention this is.
It is. You just hang it up on top of your canopy fan and bang.
Although I guess it's not really an invention. It's just something they took from inside our house and put it inside our tailgate.
well, they
tents.
said, oh, wow,
Smartly.
what an innovation. We like to use fans
They were
in our
probably
home.
at Clemson 2 years ago.
Yeah, they were like, oh, God, it was so hot. We needed a fan. So right now, Barstool listeners only, you can save 15% today on your Canopy fan if you go to canopyfan.com and use the coupon code. You want to guess what it is?
Walker.
It's Walker. And save 15% with free shipping in the lower 48. Again, that's canopyfan.com, promo code Walker.
All right, let's go on with the next news story. Built Bar paying for the tuition of 36 walk-ons. Wild. Yeah, so this NIL stuff is ever changing and ever evolving, and you get something new every day. This is probably my favorite version of it yet. As you got 36 walk-ons that are playing for the love of the game. They're not getting scholarship money. They're having to pay out of their own pocket. And this bar out there, Built Bar, is paying for 36 players to have full scholarships. That is part of the. And whenever I see, an LSU player sitting on the hood of a Ford Mustang, or I see, somebody getting this, like even Quinn Ewers with kombucha money, like that's a little weird. But this is how this feels good.
It feels good, and it's great for Built Bar, because it's like nobody's talked about, unless I haven't seen it, nobody's talked about sponsoring a whole bunch of walk-ons, and people sometimes forget like walk-ons are still paying as regular students.
Well, here's the deal.
They know what they're doing.
They do, and it's great. You're not going to see this in the SEC. You're just not, because businesses are also fans in the SEC, and they want to take care of the stars.
Right.
They want to take care of the 5 stars. They want to make sure everybody that comes to Alabama or Georgia and hell, not just SEC, Oklahoma too, Ohio State too. They want to make sure those guys are getting paid, so you keep getting those guys. This is pure. This is legit.
And here's the thing, though, is I don't know what Built Bar's financials look like.
I don't know what
clue.
Built Bar is.
You do. We've had them here before.
Oh, I love Built Bar. Have they sponsored us?
Yes.
They've sponsored us?
Yes.
Not on this show.
Yes, they have.
You for real?
Yeah, over quarantine. It's fine. We don't have to talk about it.
I love Built Bar.
But Built Bar, I don't know. Again, I don't know how much money they're spending, but I could assume, because it seems to be a smaller
36?
company. But it's like they could get for the amount of guys they could sponsor versus if they wanted to do the stars. Like, let's just say like, oh, well, we have enough funding to sponsor 5 superstars or be the company that gives 36 guys. Like, you're going to take that because it's a pure and it's a good story.
Basic math tells me probably in the millions. Right?
I mean, I would think.
I also think they paid other players as well. Like the entire team is sponsored by them now.
Right, and that's good. But taking
Having
care of the
logos
walk-ons as
on
well.
their helmets and whatnot.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize. So all of BYU is sponsored by Built Bar. That's a pretty
I know that
penny.
at least walk-ons got like the full tuition amount, but then I also know that the rest
really
of the
cool.
players got enough that
That's
the
very
entire
cool.
team is like sponsored and
Is Built Bar a candy bar or a protein bar?
protein bar.
Okay.
Yeah, the players better not be caught with Cliff Bars.
When I saw it, I was like, why is a bar sponsoring BYU? But it's
it's a protein
bar. It's a delicious protein bar.
you've
One that I love.
You've had them.
Have I?
Yeah.
Super. This is another, and I might do a rant here too. So I'm just going to read part of a report from somebody. Who do we know who's?
Joe Goldman.
Yes.
Joe Goldman, thank you, from down there at Auburn. And what was one of the stranger moments of a viewing period, at least in my 7 seasons covering Auburn, Brian Harsin took a short break before 11-on-11 work and came over to the patio area that the media was watching from. He grabbed a bunch of Auburn hats and went down the line trying to toss them to media members. It was odd, to say the least, as media are not fans and are there to report on the team.
It was his name was actually Joe Goodman. I apologize.
Oh, boy.
I'm really interested to see where you go with this.
I'm sure there are probably multiple members of the Auburn media beat who are definitely not Auburn fans.
Mm-hmm.
But just like in Oxford, Baton Rouge, Norman, Knoxville, probably Minnesota, Clemson for sure, Ann Arbor, Ohio State, all these places, all these places. Yes, there are some unbiased reporters there. Most of the guys covering online media these days, most of the guys covering teams religiously and relentlessly, most of the guys are there because they bleed that particular school's colors. I'm not calling this guy out by name for any reason, but Billy Lucci is absolutely a Texas A&M fan.
Of course he is.
Bud Elliott is absolutely a Florida State guy.
The reason they've stayed in those markets being as successful as they
because
are is because they're fans.
Fans want to hear about their team from people they trust, and they trust each other. They trust other fans. So you can tell me it's odd, to say the least, that Auburn media are not fans. They're there to report on the team. I guarantee you at least 60 to 75% of the people there absolutely fans of Auburn.
And not only that.
This might be a weird reaction, but
I'm going to double down with you.
Okay.
Not only do I agree with you on them being fans, and there are definitely people who take jobs at different schools because that's like, their entry-level job and whatever else. How many times do we get free swag from other schools, and I don't give a shit about that school, but guess what? I'm wearing it because it's comfortable and it's great, and I'll if you send me free things, I will rep it.
I'm the same way. Those West Virginia shorts?
Oh, my God.
You tweeted out, I think, a few weeks ago or even a week ago. If you're a school and you want to send me stuff, send it right now, and I will wear it.
The West
Texas
Virginia,
Tech shorts I got?
Oh my! The West Virginia bag that we got
Best
when we
bag
did
we've ever gotten,
the
yeah.
live college football show there. I don't know what material one of those hoodies are, but like I will sleep in it. It is so comfortable.
West Virginia took care of us, yeah.
Oh my! And I remember when I did like a Snapchat take, someone said, "Why are you wearing a West Virginia basketball hoodie?" I was like, "Because it was free and it's comfortable as hell. The only thing I won't wear is Baylor. So Baylor, don't waste your time. Anywhere else, I would probably wear it."
Baylor,
about
I'll wear the shit out of your stuff. You can send it to me right now. I'll wear it in
Depends
front of
on
her
how nice
face.
it is.
I'll wear it sitting here talking to her. But here's the
Like
here's
what?
the
Or
thing.
it's free
And I know-
merchandise. Like
I know.
everyone wants that.
It's another. To me, this is another example, and this might be a wildly different reaction than you expected here, Jack, or anybody expected. But this is another example of sports writers kind of thinking they're a little bit more important than they really are. Like you're there to write what you see at practice. You're there to write about the team. You can be unbiased, and if somebody gives you a hat, they're not trying to buy it. Like it's a hat. They're giving you a hat.
But also, I mean, you've worked in local media too. When I was working for Billy Lucci at Texags, like I was wearing maroon and white to
Right,
practices and
but-
stuff because it's like
but even
that's
the
the team I'm covering.
Even the unbiased guys, it's a hat. They're not giving you $10,000 in an unmarked bag saying, please don't report on our kids not doing right. They're giving you a hat. It's like, this might shade your eyes a little bit. I don't have much problem with Brian Harsin doing this.
I have no problem with it, and I know that we work somewhere where people just want to send us stuff all the time, so it's we are
and
a little bit skewed.
again, we will absolutely take it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean,
Jack will take it. Katie will take it. I'll take it.
You wear A&M sweatpants all the time.
They're the best sweatpants I've got.
Like I mean, and I don't care what sport it is either. I do not care whatsoever. It doesn't have to be football. If you want to send me free things, guess what? I will not only wear it, I will shout it
I'm
out.
trying to think what all I've gotten. A Tulane shirt. I've gotten a Miami shirt.
Well, I got some Miami
I
stuff.
got some Michigan stuff.
Got some Michigan stuff too.
I have
Ohio State.
I have an Ohio State shirt.
got an Ohio State thing.
Let's see.
I have Mississippi State.
I have Kentucky.
I have Kentucky. Cash Daniels sent us a ton of that.
Yeah, I have Kentucky. Let's see.
I have
got
Auburn.
a lot of West Virginia. I don't have any Auburn.
A ton of West Virginia. I have randomly a USC.
I have randomly a Houston.
Really?
I don't know how I got a Houston.
Basketball or football?
I have no idea.
I don't know. A lot of A&M stuff.
I have
obviously.
an Arkansas shirt.
You know how you got Houston because of Dana Holgerson.
Oh, and I got Nebraska.
Yeah,
I got Nebraska.
yeah.
Why don't our boy Shane Beamer send us some cock stuff?
Yeah.
Ooh, I want
Well,
one
maybe.
of those hats.
Oh, you do?
Of course
well,
she does.
Stop talking shit about him then.
I was realistic.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
And it's the one in
wear-
South Carolina.
You
not
guys
him.
talk about Shane Beamer.
Excuse me.
Like,
I do not.
Them two talk about Shane Beamer like he's the Antichrist.
I tell the truth at all times.
No,
That is true.
I will wear South Carolina gear if you want to send it to me. I don't care. Now, I'm not going to wear it like on the college football show because obviously I'm going to wear
Oh, wow.
neutral or anything. You wouldn't.
I
you
wore a
wouldn't-
Clemson shirt on the first Clemson show.
Yeah, I'll wear whatever home.
Oh, well, yes,
wherever
like
we
on
are.
the road, different.
And
On
then
the
I
road,
wore-
different.
and-
But
yeah.
like, you're not
Oh.
going to wear.
Oh, I see, yeah.
you're not going to like sit up there like.
No, one thing I was going to do like, the first year, but it was hard to keep up with. I was going to wear the opponent of Ole Miss every week.
That would have been very funny.
But I just, it was hard to get like Northwestern Louisiana at first, and I just gave up
I mean,
on it.
here's the thing: is that equipment managers, if you're listening, send us shit. We'll wear it. I don't care. Brian Harsin, actually, I like this move. This is a great move because you know what? If you work in the media, especially locally, you're probably not, making a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
You want an extra hat? Who doesn't want an extra hat? Who?
Just
Send me shoes. I'll wear shoes.
Joe Goodman. I think you're a good reporter, from what I hear.
I mean, come on.
God gave you a hat. He wasn't trying to.
I got an A&M helmet sitting on my desk. If somebody else wants to send me a helmet, like maybe a Miami helmet with the old school visor, that'll be on my desk too.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Wouldn't that be so sick?
That'd be so sick.
I would make so much room for that helmet.
I realized that there was another helmet I saw the other day with a visor. I was watching an old USC game.
Yeah.
That helmet paired good with visors back in the Reggie Bush days too.
If Miami had somewhere,
What Lendell White used to wear.
Yeah.
yeah, somewhere has that laying around.
Is the visor just totally illegal?
Yeah, I think so.
No, you
Jack-
can
well,
wear
Jack said
clear.
that-
Clear.
You can
But
wear clear.
yeah, but no color because they can't see the eyes, right? Like, so
yeah,
if they're
because
hurt,
if
yeah.
and then it's due to potential neck injuries.
Right. Yeah, that
Which
totally
is-
makes sense. But if somebody has a Miami helmet laying around that has that sick visor, I'll put it on my desk, no problem.
All right, Katie, why don't you put this in the news? This is a professional football story.
Well, I mean, it's a renowned college football person.
Also, hand up, I did think he was going to make the team.
You're the one.
I was the one, yes.
There was a raging controversy in the Unnecessary Roughness group chat. Tim Tebow has retired from football. Tim Tebow got released.
There you go.
And then he says, thankful for the highs, even the lows, the opportunities, the setbacks. Never want to make decisions out of fear, failure. Grateful for the chance to pursue a dream. Yada, yada, yada. Romans 8:28. So got released and put out a nice message. Tim Tebow, the 2007 Heisman winner, just not going to have a career in football.
No, hand up, I was wrong. I really thought that that the Jags would keep him around just from like a media standpoint, just because it's like, all right, well, I mean, granted, they don't need
Do
media.
you think they would have if the video of that block hadn't come out?
There's two of them. There's another one that was even worse.
It was a bad look.
I don't think it matters. Like if it didn't come out, like if that was behind closed doors, I think they just realized
Once
it's
they
not
saw it,
gonna
it just
work.
wasn't going to work.
And I'm sure that's happened in practice a bunch, and
Can
they just
I-
knew.
Can I say one thing about that clip? It really speaks poorly about the defensive player because the block actually kind of worked. Like he barely touched him, barely got in front of him, but the guy got knocked out of the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's how terrible he was.
Yeah, it was a bad look across the board. But I really did think that he would make the roster just simply because of, even if it was just like the practice squad or whatever they.
I don't even think that's a bad take. Like
I really did think that.
business,
Now,
from business perspective.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure the number 2 worn jersey at Jaguars games this year will be Tim Tebow jerseys.
Yeah, they
I mean,
sold a lot.
and you
and
got
number
the
1
Jesus
will be
thing
Trevor.
with
Jesus.
him and Trevor
I mean,
Lawrence.
it's Jacksonville too.
Yeah, like no,
Like,
I
right.
really
Where he's
thought
from.
he would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, I definitely, I was wrong. I apologize.
All right,
To no
moving
one.
on. Coach Jay Norvell tweeted out, "We're taking Nevada football on the road to Stanford to finish training camp. The air quality in Reno won't allow us to practice outside. The Dixie Fire of over 570,000 acres causing historically poor air quality in our region. Stay safe. # Nevada Grit." So here's why I love this story. Do you know why I love this story? Who is hosting them to finish their training camp? The Nevada Wolfpack. Stanford. Who does Nevada open the season with?
Stanford.
Cal.
No.
Cal?
Stanford's bitter rival. So Stanford's like, hey, you can come up here and practice. You need come practice. Come on, use our fields. Make sure you're ready for
Wow.
week 1. Go
I
out,
didn't put that together.
go out and get you a win. Yeah.
By the way, those fires are so bad. Did you know that the moon has been did you see it on the shore that it's just been red because those fires are so bad?
At
At least that's what
Our
someone told me.
weather, it was hazy because of it
It's crazy.
in New York City.
It's just not good.
Moving on.
Sad. Sorry. I'm sorry to bring up sad thing.
This
Guy,
fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
He's from Connecticut.
Is he?
Yep.
New Kentucky
a
starting
great screenshot.
quarterback. By the way, we have had
Wait, what is this screenshot?
before we get
What
to
is
him.
that?
We've had a rash of
banana.
quarterbacks named starters in recent days.
Yeah.
Will Levis at Kentucky is named the starter. Cade McNamara been named the starter
Yeah.
at Michigan.
Hunter Johnson.
Hunter Johnson?
Over
Why?
Ryan
I don't-
Helinski.
I'm not that
It's not
surprised.
that bad. Yeah.
Are you not? Like Ryan Helinski, I thought was coming in. Why do you take a transfer if you're just gonna?
Yeah.
So
Ryan Helinski's
Hunter
been
Johnson
playing
was
football
terrible
forever.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's a starter. And then Notre Dame announced Jack Cohn is
Then
their starting quarterback.
Terry Wilson.
Terry Wilson, New Mexico. Yes.
You saw
These
that?
guys have been playing football for decades.
Did you see the guy that replied to us, who said like, "No," I quote tweeted Terry Wilson becoming New Mexico's starting quarterback, and said, "Oh, like yeah, we forgot that Terry Wilson was still in college football too," as a joke. Somebody replied and said, "No, every college football fan knew that." That guy replied, "There's a serious rumor that that's Reggie Ball. Remember Reggie Ball?
The Georgia Tech quarterback?
Yep." And his entire profile is pictures of Reggie Ball. You can ask Big T about it.
How are there rumors about a certain account that tweeted at us?
Because Big T used to write for like a Georgia Tech rambling wreck
Reggie
blog,
Ball
whatever.
was good.
And
Sometimes burners aren't so slick.
it's not even a burner. I think it's just like this.
Reggie Ball.
It's
He's
literally
not even
Reggie
trying
Ball.
to make it a burner. He's just.
So Will Levis, who is now the starting quarterback in Kentucky, went viral. First of all, not a bad-looking guy.
Oh no,
No.
definitely not.
Not a bad-looking guy at all.
He looked great with scruff.
Went viral. He does have a little scruff. Eating a banana with the peel on. And not just the peel on, a rotten-looking peel.
And also, like, I love bananas. When they start to get that brown, like, they're too mushy anyways. Like, get the hell
I guess
out
that's
of
the
here.
only time you can eat the peel, though.
Oh, if it's brown?
I would think so if it's the peel's all soft and
yeah,
stuff.
that makes sense.
And
Apparently, they're a lot more sugar. When
now,
that
is this
happens.
his
I don't know.
bio? What's this his bio?
Yeah, it's his bio, like on Kentucky, if you look at the roster.
All right, Will says he chose Kentucky because he felt very connected to the coaches and their collective vision for the program for a chance to compete for a conference and national championship. Yeah, okay.
I mean, he is competing for one.
yeah,
If
I chose
he
Technically,
my wife,
somehow
yeah, no,
won
technically,
every
yeah,
game,
for
he
sure,
would be
yeah.
competing
and
for
I
it.
chose my wife because she's rich.
Well, speaking of,
After football, his dream job is to be a stay-at-home dad with a wife who earns 6 figures. Preach, brother. Fucking
I do
preach.
love that. That's very progressive of him.
He calms butterflies before a game by going through visualization and breathing exercises, as well as listening to pre-2012 Justin Bieber.
I have a huge issue with this.
Why?
Pre-2012 Justin Bieber.
That's
this
like 5-year-old Justin Bieber?
This is before Purpose. This is before he put out grown-up music.
Yeah.
This man, I don't know. How old is this guy? How old is he?
Well, he's in college.
Junior.
He's 20, 23?
Yeah, like what, you're listening to Baby to calm down? Like that's what calms you down? Listen
we
to
all
a-
get ready for things on our own different way.
but I'm just such a Justin Bieber person. It's like, why does it have to be just say?
All of
as
this, the
listening to
man's eating
Justin
a
Bieber-
banana with the peel on. You're getting mad that he listens to early Justin Bieber?
That is what I take the most issue with. Just say, as well as to listening to Justin Bieber. Why do you have to throw pre-2012? Why do you have to throw Purpose, one of the best albums ever? Why do you have to throw that under the bus?
He didn't throw it under the bus. He
Kinda,
just says
yeah. It'd be like, oh, I liked Barstool pre-Brandon Walker.
Oh, no. Barstool history started April 10th, 2019.
Oh, no.
Anything
But that's
before
the
that is
thing.
irrelevant.
Like, I really loved the college football coverage what date?
April 10th, 2019.
Yeah, that'd be like why you have to throw shade on his new shit?
One thing most people don't know about him is that he's a very good singer, but he only sings in the shower. There are prime acoustics in the shower. Do people actually sing in the shower? I feel like that's a TV meme.
Yeah, I don't. You see it in movies and stuff. I personally don't.
The best advice he's ever received was from his late grandfather, who would end almost every conversation with "Never give up." I don't believe that. Every conversation. Hey, you want to go to Captain D's tonight? Yeah, let's get some fish. Never give up. He's not ending that conversation with "Never give up."
Also, it's just pretty generic advice. No.
Can I have
offense to his
$10
late
to go to the movie?
grandfather.
Yeah. What are you gonna see? Oh, I'm gonna see Jurassic Park. Oh, you're here. Never give up.
No offense. Again, like I'm sure his late grandfather was an amazing granddad. Congrats, but like never give up is
Well,
just.
he probably wasn't that great. I mean, he was late everywhere.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
That was
Never
a
showed
that
up
was-
on-
That was a dad joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
I'm
that
sure his
from
grandfather-
was that from a show that I don't know?
I'm sure his grandfather was a wonderful man. Just
It's like,
every
people,
conversation would
what-
never give up.
What? Yeah. What is this also?
Also,
This is almost every.
can I share some advice?
never give up.
Sometimes give up. Sometimes it ain't gonna work. Every now and then, go ahead and give up.
When was the last time you gave up?
Oh, I give up all the time.
Well, it depends on what you're giving up.
I
Well, I mean,
know you give it up a lot.
that's where I was like, I mean,
Just relax.
sometimes you do have to give it up.
I just
Or sometimes you just get stood up. It's fine, whatever.
Oh dear. Every now and then, just go ahead and give up.
It's okay. Not everything.
If you can't win, don't try. That's my motto.
No, I
Lick
don't like
your
that.
wounds and
But
go somewhere else.
Here's the thing. Sometimes you're just not good at something. You know?
Yeah.
It's okay to give up if you're not good at something.
Yeah.
What? What happened?
What?
I was laughing, and I had a thing of water, and
Sometimes just stop, okay?
What was it I said a couple weeks ago?
I used so much water in my nose.
You dig around down there long enough, you'll find it.
I said, don't use the word dig. Listen, guys, sometimes it's okay. Just give up.
It's all right. It's all right. You tried. It's just this ain't for you.
E for effort, but just give up.
All right. So here's
so much water.
over at South Carolina. Jack's favorite coach, Shane Beamer. They got some interesting things going on at quarterback. As we sit here 18 days away from South Carolina's opener, grad assistant Zeb Noland has a chance to compete to play for the Gamecocks. With how thin the QB room is, and with Noland having eligibility, he's now a full-time player, says Shane Beamer. So you have this guy, grad assistant. He was at North Dakota State. I think he was a couple other Power 5 schools before that. And now he's at South Carolina. He was just going to be a grad assistant, probably learn how to be a QB coach, maybe a coach one day. Now he could be South Carolina's starting quarterback.
Am I an idiot? How is this possible?
Oh, grad assistant is still he's in
grad school.
Right, he's in grad school. So he's basically a grad transfer at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
still has eligibility.
Right.
So maybe
Gardner
so did
Minshew was going to do something like this. He wanted to go to Alabama, and I think he was going to just sit at the deep end of the bench, but he might have been like a grad assistant. But Mike Leach called and was like, "Hey, you can come play for me." He ended up going and playing.
Okay, so basically, Zeb Noland was like, "Okay, I'm gonna move on to the coaching side of things," but then Shane Beamer.
Can I be honest?
What?
We need that name to be good.
Yeah, Zeb's.
Zeb
yeah, no, we need
Nolan.
that.
We
We
need
need
a
that.
good Zeb Nolan.
We do.
Zeb Nolan being a good quarterback would be
Imagine,
fantastic.
like, the-
Too many
the
Grayson
clips.
McCalls in this world, man. We need Zebs.
That's a good name, Grayson
No,
McCall.
that's a terrible name.
I don't mind that name.
No, it's an awful.
You
A
have a terrible name.
Zeb Nolan like viral clip every week would be pretty good.
The
Zeb.
Yeah.
Think about how many captions Jack could make up with Zeb.
Zeb.
Mm-hmm.
Zeb loves
Plus,
Liam
if he
McCox.
Oh boy.
if he started a company, it could be Zebco.
He's already changed
Sorry, I was
his
just fishing for
Instagram to
compliments
University
there.
of South Carolina offensive graduate assistant.
All right, move on.
My mouth is so numb.
So here we go. NIL stuff. By the way, this graphic is incredible.
Incredible.
Kool-Aid McKinstry, whose name is JaQuincy McKinstry, which by itself still a good name. He's a freshman 5-star defensive back at Alabama, which if I know anything about the history of 5-star defensive backs in Alabama, he's probably going to be a star in college football.
Pretty good.
His nickname is Kool-Aid McKinstry. He has signed an NIL deal with Kool-Aid.
And the graphic is so cool.
It's the Kool-Aid Man and Kool-Aid McKinstry shaking hands in the old meme there.
And then having the Kool-Aid logo, then
As
like
his name?
Yes, and then his signature last name.
Which, okay, all right. Which brings me to my next
Oh.
question.
Okay.
This, assuming it happened naturally, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, if I was a 5-star running back in Birmingham, Alabama, I would immediately change my nickname to Lamborghini or Ferrari.
You could do Lambo. I feel that's
Lambo.
Lambo.
That'd be good.
Ferrari, BMW. I would change my name to something really fucking cool.
Who's the kid at LSU a few years ago that had the coldest to ever do it?
He's
He's still there.
He's still there?
Crawford, yeah.
No, he hasn't even gotten there yet.
He's
yeah.
still in high school.
No, he's there. He's a freshman there, right?
No, I think he's class of 2022.
Jeez.
There's
You got to start coming up with nicknames that have brands in it.
but like 2004 Cadillac Williams at Auburn.
Oh.
I'm sure he got plenty of cars from Auburn, but he could have gotten a Cadillac.
I mean,
well, he probably did get a Cadillac.
Well, I mean, but legitimately could have gotten.
I'm
Cadillac.
pretty sure this guy's been known as Kool-Aid for a while.
That's fine.
I
But
think his like
No, but
it's
that's what I'm saying. It's cool.
he's opening the door though.
No, 100%. This is a big brain move, and I don't think it was a mistake that he had Alabama change his name to Kool-Aid on the roster a month before the NIL deal started coming in.
So-
How do his is Kool-Aid? How does he have that and the company
wow.
doesn't?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. What's Kool-Aid's handle?
He may have it for he. That is crazy how he has the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, what the
at.
fuck?
See, this is good like integration, like Quinn Ewers with like kombucha. This
Breaking
works.
the 40 to the 30, it's Taco Bell Walker running down the sidelines.
favorite
I don't
from
think
Taco Bell?
Kool-Aid
I don't
has.
like Taco Bell. I don't know why I said it. Pizza Hut Walker, maybe.
I'm at the Pizza
You don't
Hut.
like Taco
I'm at the
Bell?
Taco Bell.
What
wrong with you?
would be a good restaurant?
Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Why did he?
Bojangles Walker.
There's no Kool-Aid on Twitter, I think.
Oh, you know what?
It's just
That's Kool-Aid's account.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
they just changed the
Look, they tagged Kool-Aid. They tagged JaQuincy McKinstry.
yeah.
Oh.
They just changed their thing to. They changed their
Oh.
little name.
Their name up
Why?
top.
Yeah.
Why are they
So
do that?
to
Just like to make
Yeah.
it go viral.
Okay. All right. This makes
Okay.
more sense. I'm here for that.
Okay, there we go.
all right, and that was this.
Yeah,
this
in
week's
honor of our
edition
news,
4 people being stupid.
in honor of our new sponsorship, our partnership, we've swapped names with Kool-Aid McKinstry and given him the power of so this is great. This is
good integration.
I
like,
that
loved those
works.
commercials.
if there's
growing
one
up.
person at Barstool who follows Kool-Aid already, who do you think it is? Do not say
Glenny Balls.
no. It's Frank the Tank.
Oh,
If you
That's
were really
profiling.
committed to
Frank
your
yelled at me
2021
today.
bit that you were talking about earlier, you would have just guessed like
that's true.
yeah.
Frank yelled at me today.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
no, it was during the Mets.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
no. I mean, I deserved it.
Oh. Okay, real quick, little PSA for me.
Go ahead.
My special college football project will be announced Monday, I think, early next week.
Okay.
I'll be doing.
Well, don't announce it now. Your announcement's coming Monday. Don't ruin it now.
It's
no,
with Frank the
I'm
Tank.
gonna need people, so I'm gonna be doing some test stuff next week. It's gonna have a number. I'm gonna need some callers.
You want me to do it?
I'll give the number away Sunday.
I'll call with a bunch of different accents if you want.
How many accents? All right, give me.
I can't do it on the spot. You have to let me do. You have to let me do it like naturally.
Can't do Casey from Wisconsin. Wisconsin, real quick.
No, well,
The
Can I
Badgers
drink
look pretty
first?
good.
Can I drink first?
Yeah, it's just on the call. Like you can
Oh,
be
yeah,
in your
oh.
apartment.
Beautiful. Can we take a break for a second?
You got to pee?
Yeah.
I peed.
I drank a whole Revitalyte.
I still have water at my nose.
I peed.
All right, let's take a break because I also have to pee.
We are. So we have a habit on this podcast of taking breaks.
Yes.
Sometimes snack breaks, sometimes bathroom breaks.
TT breaks.
Well, we took a TT break today because you and I both just housed a Revitalyte.
We did.
We did.
Yes.
Like,
Mwah.
mine's empty on the ground. I don't know why I've been just throwing Revitalyte on the ground when I'm done with it.
you're a
but
trash person. Yeah.
Well, that is absolutely true. But I will say the Revitalyte did not drool come out of
No.
my mouth. The whole time I kept thinking I would have it on my face,
And
but I
mine stayed
didn't.
in my mouth as well because I love the taste of the strawberry.
I know you love the strawberry one.
love
So we've
strawberry.
got. I like the orange one, but we do have the black label. That's a blue flavor.
Yes.
That's the Barstool.
All their
exclusive.
flavors are great.
They're so great, and you know what's even better right now? I don't know if you even know this. This is
What?
breaking news.
Yes?
They are going to be in all Total Wines across the country.
Really?
Total Wine stores. So for someone as
You're in Total Wines every day.
well, yeah. I mean, I go to the Total Wines all the time. I can then pick up my Cab Sav and a Revitalyte at the same time. I don't have to go anywhere else.
Two birds with one stone.
Yeah, I probably should pick up multiple Revitalytes because if you drink half before you go to sleep, half when you wake up, you do feel much better.
And
It
you
is
don't
a
have
fact.
to be in the baby aisle at your grocery store.
I hate doing that. I know I keep saying that. It really freaks me out. But right now, Revitalyte, not only are they in the Barstool Sports Store, they're available online. They're at convenience stores. They're at liquor stores. Now they're in all Total Wines. And again, we all have our favorite flavor, but the black label Barstool is pretty cool.
I will fight you over the strawberry.
Well, I like the orange better.
I will fight you over the
I
strawberry.
mean, I drink them all the time. Even if I'm not drinking alcohol, which is a rarity, I still drink them because they keep you hydrated.
They're great for hydration.
They're great, especially now we're about to be outside for college football games.
You know how hot it was at
It's gonna be
Clemson?
I mean, yeah, this is the second time we brought it up. We needed Revitalyte is what we
I'm going
needed.
to try to slide that into every half.
Yeah, now you're going to. So pick up a Revitalyte Black Label or any other flavor today in store or online at the Barstool store and tweet at us or tag at Drink Revitalyte in your morning after stories.
Why do I always sit on the right and you sit on the left? When did we come up with that?
It's been
It's
It's
since
been-
day one.
Yeah.
140 episodes.
No, I understand. None of you answered the question at all.
It just
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
say
I just
when did it happen. I said,
decided.
why do I sit on the right and why do you sit on the
Yeah,
left?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this: anytime I'm in this podcast room, even if you're not in it, I'm sitting.
I
on the
always
left.
sit here for
Yeah.
walk line too. Yeah. This is just where I sit.
This is just where
Hell,
I
I
sit.
sit
This
here
is-
for my solo podcast now that I think about it.
Yeah, you do.
I've been
Yeah.
in here to do reads by myself, and I sit here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Because
just
it's
like your
actually
seat.
the opposite of the way we sit on the college football
It
show.
is the
Yeah.
opposite. Yeah.
Did you do it intentionally? Like, do you like how your side profile looks?
No, I
from
don't
the-
really have like a side.
Okay.
They're both bad.
Shut up. All right. Nebraska.
Maybe it's because my hair would fall on my face the other way.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Nebraska and Coach Scott Frost
It works well though.
under NCAA investigation for improper use of analysts. Sources told Action Network headquarters. That's Brett McMurphy now. Also, during pandemic, Nebraska held unauthorized off-campus workouts under staff's direction to avoid detection by school officials, sources said. Now, I have two different takes here. Number one is there's been this hot rumor going around that perhaps Nebraska is the one that turned this in. They're trying
Yes.
they're trying to get out from under Frost or something like that. And I don't know about that. That is the Tennessee method where they turn
Yeah.
themselves in for bags of cash to get out from under Jeremy Pruitt just because they're the ones that stupidly agreed to such a huge buyout in the first place. But I don't really think I want to carry it this way because here's what I want to say. In the world that we now have where players can get cars and Kool-Aid and millions of
Kombucha.
dollars and all this stuff,
Watches.
am I really worried about Nebraska getting punished for a couple of unauthorized on-campus workouts or improper use of analysts? Like, haven't the rules changed thoroughly? How improper use of analysts? What are we talking there?
They're cheating and they still suck.
That's fine.
But what
They
does
can't even
improper
cheat
use of
right.
analysts mean?
But everybody,
There's like data too.
but if everybody cheats, nobody's cheating.
Fair.
But I don't understand what that means.
I assume it's like they have set number of analysts that are allowed on the field and in the booth during game days, and there's a set amount of analysts that are allowed to have mics in the headsets.
what you
I
mean.
would assume that it has something to
cares?
do with that, or they like used analysts that with under the table, like consulting fees kind of thing, maybe something like that. I didn't read the
I
full
just don't
report.
care.
Now the biggest deal is if, and this is a rumor, it's all rumor. If Nebraska actually like turn this in because they want to get out from under Scott Frost, that's pretty shocking. I thought that even though he hasn't succeeded yet, he's 12-20. I still thought they were pretty on board with him.
Well, they loved him last summer.
Last summer,
I mean, he was.
I'll tell you what, I have a decent feeling about Nebraska this year. I don't know why. It might be gas, but they have a quarterback in a situation. They have a post-hype sleeper like Adrian Martinez. Taylor used to play there. Adrian Martinez had a great freshman year. Came into his sophomore year full of Heisman hype.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. Last year, didn't really work. Now he's a senior. Going into his last year, he's still got a lot of talent in there. I think and there's another one out there that is a senior that had hype and I can't remember who it is. But I think a post-hype guy like that, they could slide under the radar and be really good. Not really good, but like 8-4 good.
Okay.
I think
Nebraska?
I think Nebraska.
I mean,
could be
Adrian
8-4
Martinez last year, and I mean, like you said, for 2 years straight, he was just straight up like, oh, he's going to win the Heisman. He's the dark horse. Clearly didn't work. What I don't understand about, I mean, if Nebraska did leak this, which again, it's all rumors, like what happened between Nebraska and Scott Frost between last year at this time and now? Obviously, they didn't have a good season.
Leadership.
Yeah, but like
They have a new
they
AD.
loved him last year. He was, we'll play anywhere, and we want, we'll go whatever conference, so let us play. And now all of a sudden they're like,
I think Nebraska fans aren't the biggest fan. Like they're really questioning.
I'll say it. I want Nebraska to be good again. I don't care.
I mean, yeah.
I want Nebraska to be good again. I sat in that stadium. It's gigantic. It's like the third biggest city in Nebraska on game days. I want to be good again. Fuck it. I don't know why.
Right.
That's a good looking hoodie too.
Send us that. I'd wear that.
But that's Adidas. We ought to be able to get that for our schools.
That's true. It's a good point.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know, but I like the texture of it.
I don't love the hoodie or the hat. I think they both look bad.
I don't like the hat. I don't like the hat.
I'm not Adidas.
What's wrong with the hoodie? The hoodie. That's
what's
like
wrong?
them pants.
Yeah.
That's like them pants.
You could get that from the Gap.
I can't. But not getting a
No,
college football hoodie from a Gap.
That
It
the
just
Gap
feels like
does
that.
not have
And if
that
the Gap
good
wants
of
to send us free shit, I'll
quality.
wear that
Does the
too.
Gap still exist?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's still like
Good
does
for them.
well.
Really?
Yeah.
If they want to send
I
us
mean,
free
it's big
shit,
for
I'll wear it.
kids.
20
It's
years.
like-
I'm rich.
Gap back to school. Whew.
Oh
Yeah.
man, those back to school Gap commercials.
Yes.
I don't have cable, so I'm sure they're great. But
Keep going. Okay. First of all, this is some Georgia news. Number one is filing under the least shocking thing ever. Can we just go ahead and say, I don't know what's going on in his life, whatever. Eric Gilbert probably isn't going to be a star college football player. The guy committed to several teams in his recruiting process. Then he goes to LSU. Then he disappears. Then he commits to Florida. Then he disappears. Then he turns up at Georgia. And Georgia is the place that would take him because Georgia just takes 5 stars, doesn't really worry about how it affects anything else. And now he isn't practicing with the team anymore. He's got some things going on. A lot of guys just don't have college football in their blood, and I don't think he's one. That's just me speculating. That's all that is. Georgia sources says Darnell Washington and Tyke Smith are each expected to miss 3 or 4 weeks minimum with foot injuries sustained in practice yesterday, unlikely to be available against Clemson. Huge deals. Darnell Washington, if Eric Gilbert's not going to play, and I don't think he is, Darnell Washington's still a 5-star tight end that they have.
I mean, Darnell Washington and Eric Gilbert are literally
Interchangeable.
the same
You're right.
person. They're both 6'6",
But that's
280 pound. They're like LeBron James of like if LeBron James played football.
But that's a weapon offensively for JT Daniels against Clemson's defense that would have
I
been
think
nice to have.
Tyke
And then
Smith's the bigger one.
It is
Yeah.
the bigger one because you're facing DJ Uiagalelei in week 1, and you're without Tyke Smith, big-time defensive back, right?
Yeah, I mean, he
West Virginia
transferred in
transfer.
from West Virginia. He was an
Yeah.
All-American last year on multiple, not just one, like Sporting News, AP. I don't know if it was AP. Pro Football Focus had him as their a safety All-American. So that's a big loss.
And Katie puts at the end, with a hypothetical loss to Clemson, what is Georgia's path to the college football playoff? I think it's very, very simple.
Yeah.
I
in the
think
SEC.
I think
I mean,
their schedule,
yeah.
their regular season schedule, they're going to be favored in every other game.
Yeah.
And then they just beat Alabama in the
Yeah.
West. I think it's very, very cut and dry.
Well, I mean,
I think
you said beat Alabama as if it's necessarily easy. I still think it's going to be a high task.
no, it is a
But
high
even
test.
if they beat Clemson,
No, I think if
they would still be. They would still
beat Clemson and lose to Alabama. I think they're still in. But
I think they could still be in.
You have to.
Yes.
There's too many dominoes to fall.
But if with the hypothetical Clemson loss, what's Georgia's path to the college football playoff? Go undefeated the rest of the way,
It's
beat
probably
Alabama.
The same.
Just beat Alabama.
It's probably the same.
But I think if you beat Clemson, you can play well and still lose to Alabama in the SEC championship and make it in.
I don't disagree with that.
Georgia Clemson, right? Clemson needs this win a lot worse than Georgia needs this win.
Yes, I'd say
Clemson doesn't get this win, they might not play
Has
another ranked
somebody
team.
who lost in the conference championship ever made the college football playoff? No, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Who?
Hold on.
Ohio State.
know
No,
no,
when
no, they
Bama
play
and
in it.
Georgia
Yeah,
made
because
it.
Bama didn't make the
Didn't
championship
make it.
game.
There's been ones who didn't make it who've made it, but not.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah, because Ohio State didn't make the championship
They didn't,
game. They got in.
but they got
right?
in 2016 or 2017.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like if you don't make it to
It's
the
better.
conference
Yeah,
championship.
because
right.
your loss happens earlier and doesn't
Right,
happen
right,
on that
right.
day.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
That's another news.
Oh
All right,
boy.
So we did the top 5 quarterbacks this
Wait,
season.
hold on.
Yes.
I have a PSA. I just completely forgot DJ Uiagalelei when I was doing this list. I wish I would have added him on my list.
Okay.
For who? Who would you kick off?
Matt Corral.
Matt, yeah.
Coral.
Curl.
I would have put him. Yeah, no,
sorry
I
to do
just
that
I'll be honest. When I text Katie this, I was drunk.
Okay. So here's the thing. We did a top 5 quarterbacks this season, and it's very, very similar. I think there's only a couple players that are only on one list. Malik Willis is only on one list. He's on Jack's list as number 3. Is he the only guy only on one list?
Yeah.
JT
Yeah.
Daniels only on 2 lists. Matt Corral's only on Matt Corral's on 3 lists. Okay, anyway. So Katie and I have the same number 1. It's Sam Howell, North Carolina.
Yep.
I am very confident that's the number 1 quarterback in the country. I have no idea what Casey or Jack has seen from Spencer Rattler to put him number 1 in the country.
Did you see my tweet that made people very mad?
Oh, awful tweet. One of the worst tweets I've ever seen.
What
was
happened?
your tweet?
I said, is Spencer Rattler good or is he just Oklahoma's quarterback?
That's a
People probably
usually
didn't like
worthy
that very
question. It happened with Jalen Hurts a couple of years ago, but Spencer Rattler's pretty good.
What I meant is that I think regardless of where he would be,
Is he?
can I say my point? I was like, not when I say good, I don't think he'd be trash if he was somewhere else. I think he'd be like a top 10 Heisman
Would he be a Heisman
contender.
candidate if he was Colorado's quarterback? No. The answer is no.
I think he could still be like in the top 10 for like betting wise, but I don't think he'd be number 1.
Would he just? Yeah, like if Tom Brady played for the Jets, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl last year.
What's that got to do with anything?
It's like a hypothetical that doesn't really add up.
If Matt Corral was Oklahoma's quarterback, he'd be number 1.
I
don't disagree with that.
I don't disagree with that, but that's based upon situations. But it seemed at least I read the tweet from the tone of the perspective that like Oklahoma's quarterbacks like aren't very good.
No, that's not what she's saying.
I think it's like they're
No,
the
let her say it.
Heisman QBU.
You,
Like they're automatically they just get a little bump by being at Oklahoma.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think she's right with
because-
that.
He's still
but they've
fantastic.
produced what 10 NFL quarterbacks the past decade.
Okay. So my question, I know why me and Katie have Sam Howell as number 1 quarterback because he's the best quarterback in the country. Why, Casey and Jack, do you have Spencer Rattler as the number 1 quarterback in the country?
Okay, are you gonna let us talk or no?
No, I just stopped talking.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Go ahead,
I
Jack.
just stopped talking.
Go ahead,
No.
Jack.
I'm going to let you talk.
No, yeah.
Why wouldn't I let you talk?
I was
there
just-
was no precedent to say that I wasn't going to let you talk.
Okay,
It's just
I was-
absurd that you would sit there and tell me that I'm not going to let you talk when I'm letting you talk. So fucking talk.
Oh my!
Why aren't you
God.
talking?
It was. She said that to me 5 seconds ago. It was a joke
Oh
about
my
that.
God.
I just don't understand why you would accuse me of not letting you talk.
It was-
I'm going to let you talk.
She just.
As
said
soon as
that
I
to
get
me.
done, you can talk. All right?
Okay.
I'll be done in just a minute. All right,
Yeah.
talk.
I think Spencer Rattler's very good.
I do too. I have number 3. Number
Yeah.
1 over Sam Howell.
Yeah, I think
Based on potential.
this is projections. He played
Projections.
very well last
Potential.
year.
Potential. Sam
Yeah.
Howell's thrown for 68 touchdowns and 14 interceptions and like 7,000 yards
Listen,
in 2 years. He's going to be a junior.
I'm not taking anything away from Sam Howell. And Katie, I will say, I texted her and I said, I'm going to put Spencer Rattler number 1 for sake of argument, because if all 4 of us had Sam Howell as number 1, what's the point? But I think, I mean, you've been talking about how good you think Spencer Rattler's
think
going to be.
he's good. I think he's good.
Who do you think is going to have a better season at the end of 2021?
Sam Howell. That's why I got him. Sam Howell's the best quarterback in the country. Sam Howell is lights out. He's great. Again, his stats are incredible. He even had 2 good running backs last year. They ran the ball a lot. He still threw for 3,000 yards. Spencer
great.
Rattler for the first half of the year was average. He ended up turning it on at the end, but he might not be that great. I think he probably is, But he hasn't proven what Sam Howell's proven.
Spencer Rattler has the ability to take his team further.
Yes.
Because he has more people around
He has a
him.
better team.
And
Yes.
they're going to be on a fuck you tour.
Oh, here you go, fuck you tours.
They are.
If you decided they're gonna, why are they on a fuck you tour?
Because
They lost twice.
Because they want to leave the Big 12 and tell everyone to fuck off.
I don't.
Fair.
Thank you.
There's this idea from you that you've spewed multiple times that Spencer
Ooh,
Rattler
spewed.
wasn't very good last year. He was amazing.
What
He
did I
was-
just say?
He wasn't good
What did
until
I just
Texas.
say?
Yeah, you
At
averaged the
beginning
first.
of the
Yes,
year,
he was average.
He had 3 picks in that loss against Kansas
Yes.
State. He was not good. By the end of the year, he was really good. But he hasn't put it together for a whole year. Sam Howell, since his day he stepped on campus, has been elite.
Yeah, but I think Spencer Rattler is definitely more talented than Sam Howell.
That's wild.
I think he has a better arm.
No,
I think
that's
he's-
crazy.
I think
Sam
he has
Howell's gonna be
better
number
arm,
1 pick.
and then he also is he's a more accurate thrower, and then he also can
With-
throw
with
passes.
what
Time.
evidence?
Time.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Why are you doing this?
I don't think he's a more accurate thrower.
You think like percentage-wise that Sam Howell was better? I would.
I am not hating
I'm
on Spencer
putting-
Rattler. He's number 3 on my list.
Well, and I'm not hating on Sam Howell. He's number 2 on my list.
Jack is.
Jack is not. He put Sam Howell second.
I like Sam Howell. I think Spencer Rattler is more talented, and then also
I think they have more potential to go
only-
further with Spencer Rattler.
here's
Yeah,
a
agreed.
stat. Here's a great stat. The Oklahoma quarterback produced a 91.3 passing grade and 69.7% accurate pass rate when creating off structure in 2020, both of which led all FBS passers last year. That passing grade beat out Joe
poodle
Burrow,
pop.
who beat out Joe Burrow for the best grade ever earned by a Power 5 quarterback. I think he's right up there. Sam Howell's great too. He's going to have a great season. Spencer Rattler's
Sam Howell,
very
68%
good.
passing. Spencer Rattler, 67.5. Both equal, but still.
Okay,
But
I
he's not
think
more
Spencer
accurate.
Rattler
He's not
was a
more accurate.
freshman.
I think he's more. I think he's more accurate.
No, he was not a freshman. They're both 2 years out of high
Oh,
school.
that's right. That's right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
also,
Spencer
the
Rattler
hustle
was a
had
freshman
to-
He
last
was a
Yes.
freshman, but they're the same age.
Yeah, but he was a freshman last year.
Yes, they are the same age. I think that you are. If Sam Howell becomes better than better than Spencer Rattler this year, I was wrong, but I think
he's
his
better
potential's
now.
Off,
He's been better already.
I think his
numbers,
potential's off the charts.
more touchdowns, more yards, less interceptions. What do you want?
What do I
We're
want?
going off of projections and potential.
Yeah, and I think he's
But
he's more
it's-
talented.
It's also gonna be hard to tell because
But-
Spencer Rattler's gonna be throwing to better people, so he's gonna be able to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's gonna have better receivers, I think. Than
I think
Sam Howell.
I've got him at 3rd. I think he's very, very, very good. Sam Howell is just, guys, he's elite. Sam Howell is elite. I mean, the guy has been elite since he got to campus.
Can I ask you a question? If you had to put money right now on only one of those guys being in New York, who is it?
I think they'll both be in New York.
Also,
Only one.
let's not pretend that Sam Howell had nobody last year.
Oh, he had.
I know you
very
say
good
that too.
receivers.
But
You
you
say
would-
that too,
You would
and-
say Spencer Rattler over Sam Howell, correct?
I think they'll both be there. And also, if I had anybody on that screen, probably I can almost guarantee DJ is going to be there.
I know. I'm really sad. I forgot him.
I have
That's
DJ.
a bad miss by
DJ
me.
Uyunglele at number 2. I got
That's
Spencer
bad
Rattler
miss
3.
by
I
me.
got Matt Corral number 4 because I tell the truth always.
I don't.
I have
All
him
of
as
these
fifth.
quarterbacks
I
are
don't
very
think
good.
you leaving out DJ Uiagalelei. I'm sorry, my brain broke. Is that
Uyunglele.
crazy?
Uyunglele.
I think you
It's
could have
not.
put. You could even say that we all left out Dylan Gabriel, which may turn out to just bite us in the ass.
I think leaving all of us leaving out Keaton Slovis is the
That
one
was
that's going to
yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't.
By
I
the
do-
way,
I'm with
your
Jack.
tweet when somebody was like, "Where the hell is Keaton Slovis?" and you said probably in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I died.
Okay. So, and I got De'Aaron King. That's probably the one I'm most nervous about because of the injury. You know, we don't know, but 3 of us have De'Aaron King. Katie does not. She has JT Daniels instead of De'Aaron
You
King.
just,
I have JT
The
Daniels,
offense
too.
just hit a different level when he came in for Stetson.
Absolutely,
It
I
did.
agree.
I expanded to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had JT Daniels
Yeah.
7. I
You
had
had like a 20, and I was like, "Hey, you should blog this," and you kept tweeting.
well, 20 was just a joke though. 20 was like
I didn't
movie
read them.
actors.
Oh,
Um,
all these are very good quarterbacks.
Yeah,
But-
no, and our lists are all very similar. The biggest problem you have is us not putting Sam Howell at number 1.
here's a couple of things. You okay? You just have a
He's
stroke?
bad.
No, I was. No, I'm just trying to work through something in my head.
No. Well, that could take weeks. Okay.
Yes. Months, years.
All right. So these quarterback rankings, they're not looked at sometimes when we put these out as quarterback rankings. Some fan bases look at them as ways to just get attention.
Right.
And like some of these replies, well, Missouri fan said, Connor Bazelak would like a word. Okay, what's the word? Congratulations to the guys who are better than him. Like Connor Bazelak, fine quarterback, freshman last year, decent, not near top 5. And my God, this fan base right here. You want to know who, the fan base? We have found the fan base I'm going to get sick of in 2021. We found it. Do we know who it is? I know you've seen it.
I don't know what.
I know who you're about to say because I read it. I don't necessarily
Yeah, tell me who
agree.
it is.
Is it
I'm
been-
really interested because I don't know who
I'll
you're
give you
gonna
a
say.
hint.
Has it been someone we've beefed with?
No.
No, listen, Indiana fans, I know it's great to be on the map all of a sudden. I know it's great that your coach cries. I know it's great that you went 6-2. I know it's great that you were a fraud top 10 team last year. I know all that's great and it feels good, and you're in the mix. You've never been in the mix before. Trust me, I'm a fan of a have-not football program too, and when we're in the mix, it's great. I get it. But you have assumed the mantle. Last year, it was Minnesota fans that every time we tweeted about anything, it's, what about our guy? What about Minnesota? What about this? What about that? And then they go shit the bed in week 1. Indiana, you don't have to reply to everything we ever do with your guy. If we put best receiver, you put your guy. If we put best defensive back, your guy. If we put best defensive lineman, your guy. Best coach, your guy. And quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. is a good quarterback. Last year, he had 14 touchdowns, four interceptions, a good quarterback. But they won like 3 or 4 games with 200, 250, 212 yards of offense. They won several games despite their quarterback because of their defense. And I know he had 491 yards and 5 touchdowns when Ohio State got a huge lead and then went to sleep. But he is not, in no way, shape, or form, is Michael Penix a top 5 quarterback.
It's
That's
not like you put top 25 and didn't add Michael Penix Jr. It's
I
a
would
top
have,
5.
I would
It's
have
5.
him in like top. He'd be like a 15 to 20 maybe. Like
Which
he's a good quarterback. He is not a top 5 quarterback in the country. He's not a top 10 quarterback in the
I
country.
see. Here's the thing, though, with Indiana fans, and like I know we've talked, like, are they going to be the Minnesota of a few years ago? They're going to be really, really loud, and I think they're going to get very quiet very fast.
Well, they have to start the season at Iowa, which, by the way, and this was another take I had. Thank you to the Big Ten. The Big Ten is giving us good conference games week 1. They're giving us Indiana at Iowa, Ohio State at Minnesota, Penn State at Wisconsin, all in week 1.
Some of these responses. Spencer Petras? People are mad about Desmond Ritter not being on this list. What
They
did I
mentioned
miss?
Spencer Petras?
Yeah.
That's just stupid
I mean,
Iowa
that's
fans.
just like a stupid Iowa, yeah.
But Desmond Ritter's another one we got a lot. And if you look
I
at
get
his,
that. I get that from Cincinnati fans. I
If
get
you
it.
look
if
at
you
the-
look at his numbers, though, no.
He's
Yeah.
not that, but I get why he is the face of that team outside of, I mean,
they
the
are
best
very-
player they have is the cornerback, but
Right.
Yeah.
I think, and I said a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the Heisman that like I could see him show up in New York. That doesn't mean that he's a top 5 quarterback this
he'd
year.
have to really turn it on because he's not like Malik, like, I mean, I guess you're
He's
right.
not a highlight factor like Malik Willis. He is.
he gets the job done, don't get me wrong.
He is Ian Book. That's who he
yeah,
is.
he's
Jack
a great
Cohn's
Ian
on a
book.
few of these responses.
What is that?
What
They're
the
studying
hell is going on in this
construction
office?
Oh, it's construction. That's going to be annoying.
Is that our college football studio?
No, they're,
Oh,
it's
It's
going-
expansion.
Yeah.
We're going down this year, huh?
To the gas.
anyways,
Yeah, I got that.
who's the quarterback not on any of our top 5 lists that you could see being in the top 5?
JT Daniels for sure, and Keaton Slovis. Both of
Keaton
those.
Slovis is the one that.
Dylan
I have-
Give me
Gabriel.
like a random one. It's hard because I'm just throwing it on you right now. But who could just? I think for me, which is weird, I agree with you. I'm not sold on Michael Penix, but I think I could see him shooting up.
The window is open. Like if he has a season, he can do it. Carson Strong, maybe.
That's not a bad one.
I'm pulling up the Heisman
Well,
list.
You know who?
You know, I
I mean,
don't
Brock Purdy could shoot up if they.
and I don't believe it'll happen, but obviously, and Alabama fans were quiet. You know, Bryce Young could do it. I don't see it from a guy
They
that
weren't
young.
near as loud as I thought they'd be.
I think
They sure
C.J.
were.
Stroud could do it too.
yeah, people are like, oh, I guess he's only like top 5 returning quarterback. I'm
Oh,
like,
it's-
we
to
haven't
me, it's
seen
Dylan
CJ
Gabriel.
Stroud.
It's
Dylan Gabriel and Keaton Slovis were the 2 I saw the most.
My
people
only
mad
concern with
about.
Dylan Gabriel is
You said it perfectly
the
last
coach.
week.
I don't think he has the right coach. I don't think he has a coach that knows how to
Hall.
that can coach his skill set. So,
I also really hated it. Graham Mertz. I mean, I guess you could really put it up to the COVID stuff, but like his after the
He wasn't
Illinois game.
No, but
He wasn't good.
I feel like
He
last
wasn't
year was
very
such
good.
a. Oh, I know who we missed.
who?
Bo Nix.
See
What
that
if Bo
Auburn
Nix
fans
gets
saying that
benched?
Bo Nix will be on this list by the end of the year. Auburn fans just, and they know they're delusional.
This construction is so loud. Can I please talk about?
Casey Thompson could have a crazy year.
No, I don't think Casey Thompson. I'll tell you one, which I don't know that I believe. Emory Jones wouldn't just shock me.
It wouldn't shock me.
If he were good,
Yeah.
if
I
Dan
like
Mullen
him a
figured
lot.
out how to make him good.
I like him a lot. But you know what? He's been there. I mean, it's time for him. He's been there forever.
And nobody's mentioned Jaden Daniels, who's really good at Arizona State.
He's awesome.
They're just so up in the air for me. I just don't know what's going to happen. So you're talking about Indiana fans, and I know we've gone toe-to-toe with this fan base, but boy, LSU fans were annoying this week, huh?
Yeah, they were rough.
Well, but see, and I went back to find they deleted all their tweets. What happened?
I don't know why LSU fans did that. I felt like they
they
were
went
they were
after
more
us.
manly than that.
They went after us, and then all of them are deleted. Like you said, Jesus, don't get over emotional or anything.
Yeah,
I said,
that guy
"Drink a
deleted.
beer and
No, it's not
relax, my guy."
deleted. He went private. That guy
But
went
this
private.
says deleted by
Went
author.
private over a college football argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, what were they so mad
Wait,
about?
was that the one that you said relax?
Yeah, but I don't understand.
The guy
What was
went
LSU
private.
mad about?
I didn't even see it because he went private
They're
so
mad
quick.
because I keep saying I don't think they're going to be very good, and they think everything that has to go right for them is going to go right because they're LSU, and whatever, it's fine. Couple more takes.
I love how everyone just repeats Brandon as if you let us know first, and then we have to like go after you.
Yeah. Well,
That is what I tell y'all to do.
I'm responding.
I actually have
this way.
shock. I've shock sensors on Casey, Katie, and Jack that whenever they step out of line, they get shocked real quick. Whenever Casey laughs, that's just me shocking her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I'm
Your
responding
takes.
to him right now.
You're tweeting right now?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I have a take, and then we'll get our 3 teams that will be better than expectations, 3 teams that will be worse. Oh, we got to go. Here's my take. I think this is the year defense fights back. Why'd you smirk at that?
because in some of my underrated teams,
2019, LSU had one of the best offenses ever, had one of the greatest seasons ever. Last year, Alabama didn't even worry about having to stop teams. They gave up like 48 to Ole Miss, 44 to Florida, something like that. They didn't have to stop anybody, and that's unlike Alabama. But this year, I don't think that elite, transcendent offense exists. I don't think there's a Joe Burrow and LSU offense out there. I don't think there's a Mac Jones and Alabama offense out there.
What about Clemson?
No, I don't think so. They lost a lot on the offensive line. They don't have Travis Etienne.
They
They're
need
starting
more
over there.
receivers.
And they got one great receiver. So I just don't see it with them. Here's the thing. Bama's defense will be better. They're bringing back, they had so many linebacker injuries. Their defensive backs will be good. Clemson's defensive line will be historically good with those 2 first-round picks that are up there, Brian Brzee and Miles Murphy. They're fantastic. Other top 10 teams that are top 10 teams solely because of their defense, Iowa State's not top 10 because of Brock Purdy. They're top 10 because their defense is nasty. Notre Dame because of defense. Georgia, their defense is their better side. Cincinnati, their defense. They're all top 10. You also have Oklahoma, legit national title contender, not because their offense is going to score 40 again, because they finally have a defense. I think this might be
their
the year.
offense can score 40.
I think this might be the year that the defense fights back. Like, it was 52-24 in the national championship game last year. I think before that it was LSU it was 43-25 or 42-25, and
it was 52-44 was the Florida-Bama game.
no, 52-24 is what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 52-44. My bad.
Right, and the Florida-Bama game was 46-40, I believe.
Okay.
Nerds.
No, you're a nerd.
No. That was
No, it's impressive.
no. He just
reasonable.
memory dunked on me. Memory dunked.
You
on
didn't
me.
dunk on me. I
No.
dunked-
Yeah.
he's
I
saying
said
you.
memory.
Yeah, you dunked on him.
Okay.
I
all
said
right.
Rats.
I just got memory dunked on.
You're not. Can you memory dunk on people? Oh, you memory dunk on people.
Put that in the hit piece. Put that in the hit piece.
Sorry. Shout out.
You know, it is kind of bizarre that of all the things that we've said to each other on this very show,
We didn't make it,
We don't.
no.
We don't make the pot. We don't make the hit
And
pieces.
because-
I made
Media
you
Matters is
slam the
never-
door once.
That is true.
And Media Matters has never understood a joke in the history of their organization. Just so you know, at our rallies and what, like we've
Yeah.
always hated Media Matters. This was when
I
I
can't believe
was
Jack
the
didn't
only
make the
person
list.
in the office that knew about Media Matters before.
By the way,
Can you believe Jack didn't make the list?
yeah.
By the
And
way,
Pat did.
And Big T did.
Just them
Yeah.
writing with a straight face, David Williams saying "smash those puppies right in my face" is fantastic.
Also, the one that they
He's
added
a
Big
fucking
T,
caveman.
They added Big T. They said, "Oh, he called a 24-year-old a rocket." I'm confused. That's
Seems
a compliment.
fine. Yeah.
No, that's a compliment. I would love to be called a
That's
rocket. I
fine.
mean, what are we talking about? So I've said it once. I've said it 100 times, and I'm going to say it again. You know what stinks? Debt.
Debt.
I wasn't even going to let you answer.
Debt. Student debt, perhaps.
And credit card debt.
Oh, just all debt.
No, you do not want to owe people anything. You want to be owed things. You do not want to owe anybody anything.
Correct.
And our friends at Upstart, who've been our friends for a long time, they're helping people right now with a fast and easy way to pay off your debt, Brandon, all online. You don't have to sit in front of a person. You don't have to ask them for anything. It's all online. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer, and you can do it in the privacy, wherever you want, really.
That's the best way to do things, wherever you want.
Whether it's paying off your credit cards, that's everybody needs to do that. Consolidating high interest debt, funding personal expenses.
Sure.
We all have personal expenses.
We do.
You can go to Upstart. Over 500,000 people have done this, which seems like a lot of people. And it's a simple fixed monthly payment, and they're trusted. They check your credit score. They give you an answer pretty quickly, and bang, they can give you some money.
Bam, with the heat.
With the heat.
Much like...
Do it.
Much like that time we were in Clemson a couple years ago.
Yes.
It was hot.
Yes.
I bet there were a lot of people walking around with debt, though.
Yeah, so you just worked Clemson into all 3 of our ads today.
I did,
Congratulations. Right now, also a 5-minute rate check online. 5 minutes is no time at all.
None.
I mean, you just listen to this podcast for like 5.5 hours.
That's your fault.
You can just go to... Don't tell people it's their fault. We need them to listen.
Thank you.
We also need to go to upstart.com/roughness, and you can find out how you can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/roughness. If debt is taking over your life, it's time to get a fresh start.
All right, let's do
2-minute drill?
No, 3 teams that are going to be better than expectations, 3 teams that are going to be worse. It's already 6:45, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah. 3 teams better than expectations, 3 teams that are worse. I think.
Don't worry, I got stood up anyway, so it doesn't matter.
How do you want to do it? You want to do the worst first or the best first, or
the 3 teams that are overhyped or that are underhyped?
I said it how I said it. 3 teams that will perform better than their expectations. 3 teams that will perform worse in 2021.
Let's go with good news first.
Good news. Okay.
Okay. 3 teams that will perform better than expectations.
All right. Y'all want to go around the horn?
Yeah. Should we just like one? I mean,
this is not going to be extended discussion.
Yes.
Do like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, can I say this though? Like the way I'm going on it is that even if they're ranked high already, I think that they could end up
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
My number 1 team that will perform better than expectations. The TCU Horned Frogs, not top 25. However, they got a young quarterback who is going into his junior season. Max Duggan. Is it Duggan or Dugan?
I think it's Duggan.
Max Duggan. Good quarterback. They also have 5-star Zachary Evans, the running back who committed to everybody.
Every school in America.
Every school in America. But he's legit. The defense is
didn't
good.
listen to National Signing Day either.
And doesn't it feel like it's time for TCU to cycle around to being really good?
No.
Somebody that's not biased. It's time for them. Like they go in circles. They'll go.
But they usually it's like every other year.
No, they're Northwestern.
Yeah, we're really good, and then we're not so good, not so good, not so good. Oh, we're back to really good again.
The whole thing with Patterson is like, he only has 1 bad year, and then he bounces back. Well, they haven't bounced back.
Don't be a hater. I got TCU as I think they're a 9-3 team, perhaps.
Okay, my number 1 team,
yes.
Miami. I think Miami being ranked at 14 is too low. I think that they will be second in the ACC behind Clemson.
Okay, that's fair enough. See,
I like
I'm not gonna hate on
I I really agree with that.
Thank you, Jack.
You didn't agree with TCU?
No, I agree with TCU, but I think some people will say, no, they're already ranked high. I think Miami, and even you should have saved that take for after week 1, because I think they may, even though you say they may cover, they may get ran out of the building, but still be very good.
The Texas A&M are out.
Yes.
I mean, whenever I watched or whenever we put out that graphic and people are like, oh, you care so much about Miami, Alabama. It's like, yeah, because if Miami makes it a game, it starts looking real interesting in the ACC.
Katie.
I agree with your TCU, so I'm going to steal your Kentucky.
You bitch.
Hit piece.
I know.
Did you read them?
No, because you're very high in Kentucky, and I agree. I think Will Levis is, a lot of Penn State people have been saying that he left because he was
But I wrote down 3 teams, and you just took one.
Yes,
but
because
she
I
didn't read
Will
pay
Levis.
attention.
Let's talk about Will Levis for a
We
second.
have.
Will Levis. People, okay, so Brandon, you say that he's running quarterback, and that's all he'll ever be. Or sorry, just runs. People from Penn State say that he can throw, he was just never used as it. I think that the Kentucky offense.
People from Penn State say a lot of things.
If it's true or whatever, but he's been quoted saying he wants to be a quarterback who runs, and that's why he went to Kentucky. I think that if it's so, Kentucky's offense is going to look different than we've seen it look in a very long time.
If he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford, I think he's not very good.
I don't think he has to be all that good. Even if he is just a running quarterback, Terry Wilson was just a running quarterback. I think he went 18-7 as a starter at Kentucky. They have great running back.
Okay, fair.
And I think they're tougher than everybody else in the SEC East. That's what that team's made about. Anyway, Jack.
You were talking about defenses. Here's one that you forgot, and this team's like not talked about at all. I think Oklahoma State could be pretty good this year. Now I know this is like I'm really disappointed in how Spencer Sanders has progressed, but that defense could be
That's the other post-hype sleeper.
Yes.
The other post-hype
That's a good
quarterback,
one.
Spencer Sanders, yes.
That's a good one.
Spencer Sanders. And I think, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest Gundy fan. It seems like which isn't bad. His ceiling's like 10-2, and it's not bad to be a 10-2 Oklahoma State. But if you put it all together, I think they could be a pretty good team and finish as even the second best team in the Big 12.
You know what we haven't talked about much? Oklahoma State will host at the end of the year Oklahoma, and perhaps Oklahoma's last Big 12 game ever.
Yeah.
And it'll be in Stillwater.
Fights are gonna happen.
That could be nasty.
And fun.
All right, we'll circle back around.
Okay.
Want to go back and forth?
No,
where it's like underrated, then overrated, then underrated.
No,
I
but
guess
I just have to say one real quick, because Katie stole it. Kentucky.
Okay.
So that's my second
so
one.
that's your second one. This one is hard because they're already ranked pretty high, but I think that by the end of the year, Cincinnati is going to be making a lot of noise about trying to get in the college football playoffs.
See, I thought about them. No, never mind.
What?
No,
so they play Notre Dame, which is their hardest game on the schedule.
Yeah.
And if they obviously win that, I think they go undefeated. And even though they're at 8 in the AP poll right now, if they go undefeated, Cincinnati fans are going to be screaming.
I mean, I think
for
if
them.
they go undefeated with their schedule, they have to be in the playoff.
I don't think a G5 team will ever get into it. With
I
four
think
teams.
with their schedule this year, they have 2 top 15 teams.
It depends if those teams stay in the top 15.
They have road games at 2 top 15 teams.
If they stay in the top 15.
I think Notre Dame will for sure.
I'm
I don't know
saying
about
very
Indiana.
hypothetically.
Indiana is kind of iffy to me. But
Right.
if I think that they could be a team that's at the end of the year is going to be like UCF was a few years ago and trying to claim the national title.
Hypothetically, if they're both 7, I don't think so. But Penn State. I'm really interested. Did I just steal another one of yours?
No.
You gave me a look. The only thing standing between Penn State and the top of the Big Ten is Sean Clifford, but they have a lot of players coming back, a lot of running backs.
Also, Ohio State.
Yes. Like competing for the top of the Big Ten.
Yeah, top of the. Sean Clifford would have to turn into like a Heisman candidate.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, obviously but I'm saying obviously Penn State's nowhere near Ohio State. I think for them to be competitive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they have this year and think they can bounce back. They finished very well.
Yeah.
But people wrote them off because they started badly.
Mine next is Washington. They are my pick to win the Pac-12. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, mine too.
I didn't know that. He didn't buzz
Is that
me.
your third? Is that your third one?
No, my third one is in the Pac-12 though, and I've said this.
I deleted them.
I've said this recently. I think Chip Kelly's about to remind everybody how good Chip Kelly is, and I think they do it by beating LSU to start the season. I think UCLA is going to be a good team this year. I think they're going to, 9-3, 10-2. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is a legit quarterback, and that revamped LSU defense is going to be chasing him all over the field. I think UCLA is my third team that performs better than expectations.
Quickly on Dorian. He's had 44 turnover-worthy plays in his time at UCLA. That's a lot.
Worthy.
What? What did you say?
Oh my God.
When
is
you
this
say
building
44
blocks?
turnover worthy, like he had 44 or like.
Well, it's a Pro Football Focus stat.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
I just don't know. What that
somebody drops an interception. That's a turnover-worthy play.
Gotcha, okay.
Or he fumbles the football and then he picks it up. However, their quarterback coach that they brought in is the guy who made Nick Starkel into a good quarterback last year at San Jose State. So maybe that will help. I'm really interested in UCLA too.
Depending on what happens
KC.
off the field, Arizona State.
Okay.
I think Arizona State could make a lot of noise in the Pac-12.
You chose 3 ranked teams.
I know. That's why I started
It's
from
okay.
the
Don't
beginning.
holler. You
and
don't have to
I
holler at
said,
me.
but I think that they will end up higher.
Why are you hollering at me?
Because I feel like you're trying to downplay what I did.
You have
you have
glitter on your face. You have glitter on your face.
Where?
It's right there. It's okay.
Are you sure it's not drool?
It's not drool. It's above your lips.
Oh.
Katie.
Already kind of ranked, but I'm gonna say Ole Miss right now. Sorry,
Oh,
They're
he hated
interesting.
that.
You're just the worst, aren't you?
He hated that.
You're just the fucking
I
worst.
spend too much time with you. I know
Here's
how you
the thing
think.
about them.
Is this my list or your list?
Ooh, boy.
Go ahead.
Everyone's getting testy because it's.
Go
7
ahead.
o'clock.
I think they have the offensive power to be really interesting and to go toe to toe. They went toe to toe with Alabama last year.
They might have the worst defense in the country.
Yes, I was saying that. I'm like, if they can scrape together a defense whatsoever,
They can't.
If they can. Regardless, I think it's even offensive power. Like Lane
They
Kiffin.
haven't had a defense in 5 years.
Hello, they're the Land Sharks.
Yeah. Fuck them. Don't you ever do that again. I'll have to
Do
kick
that?
you off the show.
I'm honestly
Wait,
worried
I
that the
can't. I
ceiling's
can't
about
do
to
this.
crash in.
What?
I'm worried that we're about to get killed.
It's fine. If we get killed, we get killed.
Yeah, if we die, we
our
die.
parents can sit.
Just get it on video.
True.
Jack.
This is
You
my
already said
third
yours.
one, right?
Oh, I forgot one. I can change it to BYU.
How many you get?
I can change it to BYU. Does that make you happier?
No, you already said Ole Miss. It's already done.
It's done.
Fine.
My last one is no. I don't think this team's going to be amazing, but I think they could be a upset-worthy team.
There we go.
What?
He's about to say Mississippi State.
Oh
no.
But another team that I don't hit Mississippi State. I'm going to say a team that does start with an M, Maryland. I think they have, if they're
They're
in a,
interesting.
They are interesting.
and then Mike Loxley, and then I mean maybe Talia can take a step forward.
I hope so. I want him to have a good season.
He was pretty good last
I know,
year
but
at times.
There was times where he just looked disgusting.
I also just really like saying their last name, Tungavailoa.
I like saying Talia better than I like saying Tua.
Yeah.
And then so
Tungavailoa is
Talia,
good.
and then I mean they have a lot of weapons. They did lose that running back. I forget his name, the white running back, but they still have a bunch of weapons on the outside.
Funk?
Funk. Yep. So Maryland, I think they're a good win total over 2.
All right, here we go. 3 teams that will perform worse than expectations. I don't have to go first here. We can.
I'll go first.
Oh wow. Okay.
LSU. But I said that last week. I'm doubling down on it. I don't understand why they're ranked 16th. I don't get it. And this is, you know what? This is where the fight happened on Twitter. The
Yeah.
LSU people who deleted all their shit. It's because like we won a national championship 2 years ago. How can you say you caught lightning in a bottle? It's like it's a good thing to catch lightning in a bottle. It was the best
I
season
don't
of
know why
all
they
time.
took beef with that.
Yeah, I was like, Jack's just throwing shit at me now. I mean, I don't understand. That's not an insult. That's a good thing. You had one of the best seasons of all time in college football because you caught everything good at once. That's not an insult whatsoever. I do not understand why they're 16th in the country. I don't get it. Katie?
Northwestern. I know we already said they're going to be bad.
Fuck! You took mine. I'll change it.
What are y'all talking about? They're gonna be awful.
No, but I'm saying I think people.
This is
It's
overrated.
a bad list. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I also realized I said BYU
Yeah, you're right.
accidentally. I think.
Yeah. They're going to be awful.
No, I mean people already know like they don't have a lot of returning production. They also just lost Cam Porter, I think last name, their best running back, and I just don't. They're going to bottom out.
They got votes in the top 25.
They were like 27th if you keep the list
Yeah,
going.
and I think they're going to be.
I couldn't agree more
terrible.
with Katie.
People
They
think,
may be the most. If you look at where they are in the public limelight, which I would say is the AP poll,
Right.
which isn't necessarily to where they'll drop. They may be the biggest drop.
I think so too. I think they're going to be awful. People forget they were fine last year. They were 3-9 2 years ago, and that's with Hunter Johnson as their starting quarterback.
But that's what they do. They go 3-9, then they're good again. Then they go 3-9.
Let me spice it up around here.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and commit to this.
Ooh,
say?
give me it. I know what you're
Uh-oh.
gonna say.
Oh, no.
This one's gonna be.
He's got a
big.
look in his eye.
And people will
it's gonna
say
be-
he's wrong, but he will still be right
It's
because
gonna be like
they're
an
so
Alabama, Ohio
overrated.
No,
State
he's
or
gonna-
Oh no!
he-
Why'd you bury the lead?
Alabama
Oh, boy.
is looked at as, oh, you have to rank them number 1. They're Alabama. You got to. They're never going to lose more than. They lost twice 2 years ago. They didn't make playoffs 2 years ago, and that's with a junior Tua Tagovailoa. And I know he got hurt. That's why they lost to Auburn. But they still lost twice 2 years ago.
And they wouldn't have gotten into the playoff.
Their
round.
defense is going to be pretty good. Their offense, Bryce
Sorry.
Young, everybody just assumes he's going to be great. That's a dangerous assumption. Everybody assumes the running back's just going to be just as good as Najee Harris. Dangerous assumption. Everybody assumes John Mechie can be a number 1 receiver. Dangerous assumption. These are all assumptions because it's Alabama. Listen, I know they have a track record of every year putting together a national championship caliber team. However, at A&M, at Florida, neutral site against Miami, these are not easy. And to go in, that'll be his first road start ever at the Swamp in the heat. I'm telling you, this will not be easy for Alabama. And to perform lower than expectations for them is to go 10-2, to go 11-1. Right.
Right. That's like, you're not saying they're going to be a
What
bad
I'm telling
team.
you right now is I do not think Alabama's making the playoff. And that is what I'm saying. It is. They are. Alabama's not going to make the playoff this year.
that down.
I think
Yeah.
Oklahoma's too good. I think Georgia's better. I think Ohio State and Clemson stayed a little bit closer to where they were than Alabama. They were historically great in 2020. This is 2021. New quarterback, new running back, new receivers, new everything. Tougher schedule.
But don't you think that they've earned the right because of Nick Saban?
Well, they're number one in the country. I mean, they're getting rewarded.
Yeah, no,
they
I
have
know. It's
absolutely
just like-
earned the right. But again, you don't have to go back in history very long to see them finish 10-2 and out of the playoff. It happened 2 years ago.
Right. So you're not saying, Alabama fans, listen loud and clear. He's not saying you guys are going to stink. He's saying you're not going to make the playoff.
I think you're not going to make the playoff. I think they're going to
that
be
means
10-2.
That means you're underperforming.
10-2. Underperforming.
Listen here.
Underperforming based on their expectations.
Yes.
They expect to win the national title every year.
Yes.
Don't think it's going to happen this year.
I do not hate that.
Alabama's my number one. Go.
Take. My number 2 would be.
Whoa! I haven't even said my number one.
Wait. Huh?
I haven't said
You
it.
already said.
Who?
Didn't we go? You went.
He
then she
agreed
went,
with
then
mine.
you went.
He agreed with mine.
But I didn't
and
go
then
yet.
Didn't give a new one.
But why did you let it get out of order? Why did you let me go?
Because you were so excited to say
Yeah.
Alabama. That's cool.
Now we screwed up the order. Now we're just like it's just
Oh,
You want me to back to back?
like a
when I
crazy
go?
8. No, then that screws
We'll
up the whole
live.
thing.
Oregon overrated.
Ooh.
Why?
I think
Anthony Brown is not. I agree with you with the Anthony Brown part. At least,
He didn't say anything about Anthony Brown.
sorry.
We're all getting so testy. We are literal children, by the way. Like, we hit a certain point.
I,
We let him talk. Jack, I'm asking them if they'll let you talk.
no.
I want you to be able to talk,
No,
and
yeah.
they're not allowing it to
Okay,
happen.
this shtick. Let him talk.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
So they have away games at Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
UCLA,
Yes.
and Washington,
Preach.
and Utah, who's going to be pretty good. I could see Oregon at 8-4 this year. And Kayvon Thibodeau, however you say it, he's great.
Thibodeau, yeah.
But I don't know. I think Washington, in my mind, is the team to beat in the Pac-12 right now. However, Oregon could go in, prove me wrong, but at this point in time, I think everyone just blindly says Oregon's best team in the Pac-12. I disagree.
Casey.
My number 2 team would be Coastal Carolina.
Yes,
I do
nice.
not think that they finished the season ranked. I think they had, you talk about catching lightning in a bottle, they had their shiny year. It kind of started to not look so shiny by the end of it. I don't think Coastal Carolina is in the conversation even halfway through the season.
Beautiful. You.
App State's the
BYU.
best team.
BYU. I think they.
But hold on. Didn't you have BYU for your good
I
list?
know. No, in speaking, I said I misspoke. I got excited. I mean for BYU to downgrade, not upgrade.
Okay. All right.
They've lost everyone. Zach Wilson, if you like him or not, he's gone. It's just.
But would you say they're over it? I feel like everyone's down on them.
I know. I think they got a few votes, but I think like they were in the national limelight last year. I think they're going to
Okay.
disappear completely out of it this year.
All right.
I think they'll be a top 30 team.
My second team to finish worse than their expectations. It's the Cincinnati Bearcats. They destroyed everybody in their conference last year. And I mean, they destroyed them. They had that one game against UCF where I think they won by 10 or something, but their running back didn't run in the end zone at the end. They
Yeah, it was
actually
the
killed
back
him.
door,
Yeah. So they killed everybody in the AAC. I think the AAC gets a little better, but you're now adding a road game at Indiana, a road game at Notre Dame. Indiana, when they play them, will be desperate because they will lose the opener to Iowa. Then they'll beat a tomato can, and then they'll play Cincinnati at home. If they lose that one, their dream season is done. Indiana will be desperate, and Notre Dame is Notre Dame. I think Cincinnati at number 8, carrying the Power 5 mantle. The playoff, they're trying to think about the playoffs. You ain't thinking playoffs if you're an AAC team, you're 10-2. I think they're going to finish 10-2, and I think they're going to go under expectations.
So you're going exactly against what I said about them.
Correct.
Fair. Okay. Jack?
Instead of Northwestern, I'm just going to go to their same school, but out west. I think Stanford's going to stink this year, and I think David Shaw is someone that
He's just going to be there forever, huh?
I don't think so. I think this could be the year before he gets on the hot
Really?
seat.
I feel like he's just never on the hot seat.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He hasn't been.
Yeah, he's just always there.
And
not there. He's like
Oh,
always
yeah.
not there. You know what I mean? Like we don't talk about him on the hot seat.
And then Stanford is my number 2 overrated.
All right, let's try to go a little quicker because we still got 2-minute drill.
Yeah, we still do. I mean, we can table it if we need to.
No, we don't.
This is gonna.
What?
It's just annoying upstairs. We
We're
apologize for the.
I'm operating at max capacity.
The people
Mine will
listening.
be the University of Texas. I think that they will end the season unranked. They have a new coach who says all the right things. I know you really appreciate that. But I think that all the pressure on them potentially being in the Big 12 the last season, I think that they're going to not finish the way that they want to finish.
think them starting 0-2 is more likely than them starting 2-0.
Yes.
So
And again, we're talking
Louisiana
about
and then road game against Arkansas.
and we're talking about their expectations of where they think they should be. I'm not saying that they're going to go over. I'm saying that where Texas thinks that they are going to be in 2021 with Sark and with all the buzz going to the SEC in a couple seasons, whatever, I do not think they're going to finish the way they want to finish.
Katie.
Reaching a bit on this one, but I'm going to say Michigan. I don't really see what they've done differently than last year besides some coordinator changes. They have the same people. Cade McNamara, sure, is fine. I think they're going to be another, like, between 5 and 7 win team and just be,
Sure. Jack, it's my turn. I'm going to go, and I have to say this because every time I mention this team, somebody comes out of the rafters and says, oh, you're just still bitter Dan Mullen left. No, I love Dan Mullen. I think he's a fantastic coach. I don't think Florida's going to be all that good this year. Why? Because their offense is coming back to earth. They're going to have Emory Jones. He could be pretty good, but you're still replacing Kyle Pitts. You're still replacing Kadarius Toney. You're replacing weapons out there. You're also replacing some talented players on a defense that was already trash. Their defense was terrible. And as good as Dan Mullen is, Todd Grantham is not. And I can't believe he's back there because they lost last year. Every game they lost was because of Todd Grantham's defense. They gave 38 to Texas A&M. They gave 46 to Alabama. No shame in that. They gave up, 38 to LSU and a freshman quarterback in the swamp. They gave up a ton to Oklahoma. Like, their defense failed them last year. They had an elite offense, national championship type offense, terrible defense. This year, their offense not as good, and the defense still not good. They have to play Alabama. They play LSU. I mean, this is a tough schedule.
Very
this
tough.
is not an easy schedule. And at 13, if they were ranked 25, I'd be like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. 13 for this team?
It's high.
13? No. They're going to come in below that. I think 8-4, 9-3. I think they'll lose at Kentucky. I think they'll. I mean, they could beat LSU. They'll lose to Alabama. Like I just see a 9-3, 8-4 team out of Florida. I don't see the number 13 team in the country. Jack, close us out.
Notre Dame. I think Jack Cohen is going to be a disappointment. I agree with Katie. Katie's talked about Notre Dame having a lot of concerns this
She
year
doesn't like Notre
for a while.
No, just questions. Don't like them.
Are you going to do a
Question.
graphic with both, or are you going to do two different graphics?
Probably two separate.
Okay, and then I could say, and then I'm looking at, I mean, they have to play Wisconsin. That's at Lambeau Field. So, but I mean, I think that's a tough game. Then they go
It's at Soldier
Cincinnati.
Field, but that's okay.
Oh, it's not at Lambeau. It's at
No,
Soldier.
Soldier
That's-
Field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chicago.
This 4-5 game stretch is pretty tough. Wisco, Cincinnati, Virginia Tech, USC, UNC.
I also think I saw this.
Virginia Tech, by the way, is another team that I should have mentioned and underrated. That's a team that everyone just assumes Justin Fuentes is going to get fired and or not fired, but end up on a much, 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 much harder
Oh,
seat.
no, I think people think he's going to get fired.
I think that Virginia Tech team may be okay this year. So
Notre Dame has 6 games coming off their opponent's bye.
yeah,
Virginia Tech coming off a bye. I think Cincinnati maybe. Like they have 6 games where the opponent's coming off a bye week. That's most in the country.
And then, like, you have to go play Virginia on the road. That will be Virginia's biggest home game outside. I don't know if they're playing Virginia Tech at home. And then, but then they won't be awful. Don't get me wrong. But I think you could see a 9-3 season, 8-4.
All right, let's do 2-minute drill.
You wanna do
We'll
the
run
2-minute
through
drill?
it. Do you want to table it?
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Let's
Jack,
do
how
it.
bad is the noise?
I feel like if it's that bad, people can tune out. It's not that bad.
We can table it.
Okay.
We're already at
Okay,
almost
what's
2
fun?
hours. Huh?
Oh, okay. 2 hours.
Well,
Oh,
it's
let's
7:07.
table.
I gotta go home. I gotta pack.
We also are going to. Are we going to 2
I
episodes?
gotta have fun time with my wife. Huh?
Oh,
What?
Are we going to 2 episodes?
Yes, we are.
when do you get back from
I'll
summer?
get back at like 5. We might have to Zoom Sunday, but we will do it.
Okay.
Okay.
it's week
I'll
0.
believe it when I see it.
Well, it's week 0.
It wasn't me.
No, it was my
it
fault
was
this
a
past
mutual
time.
between the two.
It was.
It kind of was.
It was.
Yes.
There was no fight on the phone over
Sure
it.
wasn't.
As soon as I said it, he was like, "Well, actually.
All right, that's good. That's
Okay.
good. So
I'll save the 2-minute drill for Sunday.
okay, don't yell at me. All right, that's Casey, Katie, Jack. Jack, tell him goodbye. I'm gonna let you talk if you'll just tell him goodbye. That's all I want you to do. Not a
I'm
big
making
deal.
my debut on the dozen tonight.
Are you nervous?
No, but don't know what's gonna
Are you
happen.
gonna call me for college football?
If you're definitely number one on the list but I just know you have kids, like you may not be by your phone.
Plus, I gotta have fun time with my wife.
Yep.
All right. Quit making that face. It's a beautiful thing between a husband and a wife.
Okay.
That's unnecessary roughness.